What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages? Well, my name's Dermy Wormy. God damn, I fucking can see the pimple. It's right there. It's so fucking blatant and easy to notice. God freaking damn it. Anyways, welcome everybody. I'm back with yet another Pseudo Chaturday. Just to let you guys know. Why the you know what? I'm not even gonna try to look into that right now. Anyways, just to let you guys know, yes, yesterday I took off because I'm trying to at least take one day off a week so I can, you know, rest, kind of sleep, catch up on Z's, and not have to deal with a bunch of craziness because my God, all I deal with is craziness right now. It's been a long time. By the way, Alpha Omega, I did see that tweet. We might get into that later tonight. I saw what you tagged me in. That is bye-bye YouTube is essentially what I have to say there. If that's gonna be what it takes. I don't know how long my YouTube channel will last, because let's be fair here, ain't nobody thinking my YouTube channel is anything nice there. But that we might get into that topic. That's a crazy one. But what's up, guys? I got some stuff playing for you tonight. I gathered up a lot of this last night and things like that. Some of the stuff actually happened like Sunday or Monday. I was just so fucking tired yesterday that I just could not stream. I got home from work, sat down in this chair, took one look at the screen, was gathering stuff up, and was like, I'm about to fall asleep. I'm about to just pass out here in my chair. So yeah. Well, this isn't Dermy's Double D's. Well, no, that was the daily dictations. Those don't exist anymore. Those are gone. No. These are Chaturdays. I know it works best on Saturday because it's Saturday Chaturday, but hey, you know what? I like Chaturday. Chaturday. That's what we call these, where I come in, I chat with you guys, and I do my things. So yes, we're gonna keep doing that. But guys, I got some fun stuff for you today. I got trying to think how to word this. I got how do I word this that doesn't get me immediately yeeted off YouTube and Twitch, even though I'm not monetized on Twitch? I got a very special VTard, not an actual member of the VTards, mind you, an actual like special needs individual. Well, I don't know if he is special needs or not, but I'm gonna call him special needs because I can't say what I want to say right now. I got him coming out here and, well, tweeting something really stupid out in regards to AI art, some other things that was going on there. So yes, we'll talk about that. I also saw, let me make sure I have everything pulled up that I need to pull. Why are you over here? You're supposed to be over here, not over there. I also have some new Vshojo stuff to go over because over the weekend, or about last Friday, yeah, it was over the weekend when this all started coming out, we had a pitch deck. Now, pitch deck for how Vshojo was gonna try to salvage itself. And I have two videos, one from, actually both of them were from Legal Mindsets. But we have a pitch debt to go over, and we have somebody else that was working with Vshojo that has come out and made some statements. And then we have, oh shite, I forgot to pull up. I need that full side video because there was some interesting stuff in that full side video that I forgot to grab. So give me a second on that one real quick. I want to grab this real quick. Give me a moment. We're going to watch part of Fullside's new video as well. We're not going to watch the whole thing. We're just going to get some aspects of it because there's some interesting, like, corporate goings-on that I think would be nice to listen to in regards to Vshojo. I also have some other things. Some really stupid things. And some funny things. So, yeah, we got some stuff to go over. Oh, and also, actually, here, why don't we start off with this before we get into the... God, I'm not gonna call it tea, okay? I'm not calling it fucking tea. Calling it tea is stupid as all hell. I'm calling it what it is. Both a drama, scandal, and stupidity. That's what it is. Only women call it tea. Only women and people that love to take it up the rump. Okay? Anybody else that calls it tea, Give up your man card right now. I listen to False every now and then. He gives good breakdowns. He doesn't always cover like drama and stuff. So sometimes I listen to him about maybe a news piece that I missed here or there. He has good videos. I like him. Quick, fast breakdowns of some stuff that's going on that nobody's paying attention to. I like it. Oh, I did see that Anycolor had their shareholder meeting today. I know Rima was going over it, but I did not find a copy of their shareholder meeting. There was not a whole lot there that I wanted to even talk about. It's a lot of corpo talk. The only more interesting thing is they're dedicating themselves, Anycolor, Niji Sanji, they're dedicating themselves to ensure that they will support their talents. They swear it to their shareholders. Press X'd out on that one. Hey, the British love tea. Listen, that type of tea is different. And I like my unsweet tea. Don't get me wrong. I like drinking unsweet tea. I'm not going to come out here and go like, oh my God, I'm going to spill the tea for you guys. No, fuck that shit. Nah. That is so stupid. That's almost as dumb as the freaking... Have you guys heard about the tea app? Have you guys heard about... I might have to pull up some videos on the tea app because that was the... Whoever thought that was a smart idea? Seriously, who thought that that was a smart idea? Might not get into the tea app tonight. I might do that tomorrow or Thursday. No, I can't do it Thursday. Thursday we have Anime Odyssey. I might bring that up on Ballbusters. That was the dumbest idea I've ever seen, the tea app. And it's shut down. The tea app is shut down. The guy who made it goes like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to do this to help people out, blah, blah, blah. Make sure that you're not getting with a wife beater or a predator or anything like that. And it turns out, in order to use it, you have to basically dox yourself, and it's super easy to get into that information that has your dox. Wow, who would have thought that that was a smart idea? The tea app? Oh my God, bro. I'm gonna have to pull up the tea app. Here, I'm gonna do the tea app first. This is so stupid. I might pull up Mudahar's video on the tea app because it's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. The tea app. Let me see if I can find a decent video on the tea app. Does Mudahar have, like, I don't, this it? T-app situation is insane. Here, I'll pull this one up. I think this is a good one. I think I was told actually to listen to this one. I think. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, guys. Don't quote me on that. But this is the T-app situation. Oh, this is so much worse, bro. But I have this quick video from Pixger. Whatever this guy's name is. So shout out to you. I can't say your name because I'm special myself. But the T-app stuff is so stupid. I love it because it's so stupid. I thought this was a smart idea. But it's a quick 10-minute video. We'll watch this real quick and then get into some other stuff.
So today we're going to be looking at an app called T. It's a women-only app where women can post photos and information on men, and then other women in the comments can say whether this person is a green flag or a red flag, whatever that means.
So imagine Tinder, guys. Imagine Tinder. You swipe with a woman on Tinder and stuff. You may go out on a date if you're one of the lucky people. Then said girl goes to the T app, posts your information on the T app, and everybody in your area gets to say whether or not you're a good... Ow, fuck. Damn it, bug. Yes, the door fell again. Shut up. Damn it, bug. Bug cursed me with this fucking thing. He said he hopes the goddamn door falls on me. You know what? I just need to quit being lazy and bolt that door in. God damn it. But imagine, so you go out on a date, you get lucky. Now you have a bunch of crazy girls able to date, like judge you able to figure out whether or not you are worth basically boning or not. Yes, I know, my door fell on me and Bug cursed me. I should, okay, before we get too deep into this, yesterday I posted out, the meme. If you check my thumbnail, you get the meme that I did, okay, but of me in the Nami bikini, okay? I posted that picture, and Bug told me, I hope your door falls on you again. Well, it fell on me again. Bug cursed me.
Supposedly this app was made to keep women safe, for the safety of women. Well, turns out the app just got hacked and thousands of women's IDs and photos have been leaked.
You want to know how they got leaked, guys? It got leaked because where they were putting that information, in order to use it, you had to basically turn in your photo ID and stuff like that. They were putting it in a public doc. Like a document that if you had the URL, you get your docs. So the people that made the app didn't even secure your own data.
Super safe. This #1 app on the App Store with over 2 million users that are all women, which its main selling point is keeping women safe, is actually mostly used to gossip about men. Also, the owner of the app is a man, which just kind of makes it funnier. The basis of the app was like, I'm dating this man or I'm going on a date with this man. Anyone know him? Any green flags? Any red flags? I understand if it was like, yes, he touched 7 children, but most people are commenting, he got small dick. Surely if...
Guys, listen. If you're going out, let's be fair here. Half these women are gonna cock block you. They don't believe in you being happy or pleasured or anything like that. They're gonna come out here and go like, yo, bro. Yeah, well, no, yo, sister, listen. This dude, he's actually, you could be a decent, all-around good guy, okay? You could have everything they want. And instead of letting that woman be happy dating you, they'll come out here and go like, in fact, he has like a 2-inch dick and he doesn't understand how to do half the stuff. And I mean, like, listen, he farts. He's not good at it. And that girl who's saying all this stuff knows jack shit about you. Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Here's a bunch of random women. Let's all let them all interact with each other. They're gonna ruin your life. This is all stupid.
If you had a bigger one, that's actually more dangerous. The bigger one could do more damage. I mean, the concept sounds good. Making sure you are safe while talking to a man and to make sure he's not done anything criminal in the past. But turns out, people lie. I found this little news report of what this woman first said when she went on the app. This is basically what she described it as. When Sid Walker opens the T app, she's greeted by a barrage of posts about men and their apparent red and green flags. He's a cheater, Walker said, reading some of the comments on one post out loud. What club does he go to? Another person asked on a different post. He's cute. Where does he live? What club does he go to? He's cute. I want to see him. So you're just turning into stalkers now as well.
I mean, this app encourages full-on stalkers. Full-on women to just go stalk you. If they think you're cute, they're gonna hunt you down. Chances are they're not gonna think you're cute, but you're gonna have some of the psycho ladies coming after you. Who thought this was a good idea? Who?
It's supposed to keep women safe. It's turning women into stalkers. Where does he live? He's cute. No, that is creepy. By the way, it's really difficult to take any screenshots or screen recordings on the app. So I only have a limited amount I can show you of people going on the app. But for example, here's some comments on this guy's post on the app. Dick Little can't hold his...
By the way, guys, look at this. Look at this. They have a picture of you. They have your name. They have where you're from. Dick Little. Bed on the floor. What? They're gonna stalk the shit out of you.
Liquor, breath stank, bed on the floor. Oh my god, alcoholic ass, not Mookie. Can y'all drop these ads? Thank you. So is this keeping women safe? Are all these comments saying that this guy drinks and has a small wiener gonna keep women safe? I feel like I've seen a lot of women online saying they don't like how men are always judging them based on photos and videos and stuff of just what they look like, their looks. You literally have an app where there are 2 million users doing exactly that the opposite way. Let's just comment.
Listen, I can't come out here and comment how sexy I find certain women for whatever reason, or else I get called a creep. But women get on this app and gonna tell the world whether or not you have a small dick. Listen, it's not about the size of the dick, okay? It's about the motion of the ocean. That's the important thing there. God damn. These people are schizos. They should file a criminal lawsuit against the app owner and app store. I mean, we'll see what happens. It wouldn't shock me because they literally doxed you. Because they got hacked and because they didn't keep your security safe, you got doxed. This is so stupid.
Comment on this guy's appearance. Oh, he wears skinny jeans, red flag. What is the real use of this app for most people?
Exactly, bro. It's not about whether it's a massive axe or a long sword. It's about how skilled you are with it. Remember that, people. Remember that. Doesn't matter what they say out there, okay? It's about how good you are. All these guys. Wonder why he was green flagged up the wazoo right there. Just gonna say it. I wonder why.
On this clip, by the way, you can see that you put the person's name, their age, and then where they're from as well. That's already a lot of information to be giving to random people online. Here's a photo of this guy, here's his name, here's his address, here's his phone number, here's his mum's address, here's his grandma's address. What is going on? You're literally just doxing men. It's crazy how much information we're just giving out about random people to other people online. That's not very safe. And now...
Listen, I understand it on Tinder. I understand it there, but this is an app, mind you, this is an app where they go out there and put that stuff on there that you have no control over. You as the guy can't get on the app because it's only for women. So if they put a bunch of stuff on there, you don't know what it says. You can't go and look at it and you can't fight back. They're allowed to come out here and say that frickin' Ombro or Legatus or even Alpha Omega have small peepees and you don't get to fight back. You all got small peepees now. And a bunch of women are going to believe that you have small peepees even though you don't know who the heck these women are. It could be that this woman's living over in Nigeria, for crying out loud, and they're saying, oh yes, he has small peepee, even though she's never met you in your entire life. Make that make sense.
Now it's just everyone's information leaked everywhere. It's just ironic. It's actually not safe for anyone. This is an example of someone scrolling on the T app, by the way. This is what it looks like on the home page.
Look at this. I mean, this is skewed a very certain way. I just have to point that out there real quick. This isn't a guy. This is just a thingy. There's no picture of the dude. This is just like an ad. Oh, there's bots over here. Good to know. Oh my god, Tectone.
I don't know what location these people are in or if you can put certain information in, but seems like there's a certain type of man being posted on this app. Unless
Bros. I mean, when you looked at it, there was a certain type of man that just kept scrolling up over and over again. I think I saw one person that was not a part of that man. Cloud, we already know what's said about you on that T app. They all keep saying that you're a bottom bitch.
you can put a filter in, and that's why the search is like this. What's going on? Also, I know you might have been thinking there's an elephant in the room so far. Not literally. I am not an elephant. Anyway, new office. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I still need to fill out the background a little bit more.
I really don't care about your office, brother. It's a little too white. I mean, we need to go back to the T app. I mean, we need to have some more color. Someone distributing my personal data will get a criminal lawsuit no matter which country they're in. I mean, I wish I had laws like that. I kind of wish I was a Florida resident, because then I could fight back a whole lot more, especially against telemarketers, because goddamn.
But it's looking good so far. First video on it.
I'm going to delete my account on the T app because some of you
Listen, honey, if you're rating me on the T app, please tell me you red flagged me. Please. I don't want to be on your green flags.
Dumb and weird. You have one brain cell that rattles in your skull like a goddamn maraca. Tell me why I'm on the T app and some weird ass is posting another woman and talk about she other people, stop talking to her. If
oh my lord. Jeremy would say cries after sex and begs to be pegged. Oh, fuck you, Alpha Omega. Fuck you. Who asked for your opinion? Other than Cloud.
she my man. This is not the app for this.
Who would have thought women would like to argue? That was a joke. That was a joke.
No, that was a fact. Let's be fair here. Women hate women.
Kind of. No, I'm not a gambling man. If I had to make a bet before this situation happened, I would have bet that it was going to happen. Very likely. He's cute, but looks like a walking red flag. I don't know him though. Thank you for that comment. That's really gonna keep women safe. He's definitely very manipulative and narcissistic. He keeps messing with the one girl that he can't leave alone. Ladies, stay away and run.
How do I know if you actually know who this person is? Legitimately, how do I know if you know who Rico is? This feels like bullshit.
A liar and narcissist run in the other direction. He's literally a weapon formed against you. I'm guessing
He probably does have a good weapon against you. He probably there. See, these women are cock blocking. He probably has a perfectly good weapon. He's probably a decent human being, but they're over there like, listen, he's a weapon to destroy you. And even though they mean it in the most positive light out there, they're wording it very negatively because they want that weapon for themselves. He's the one big ring.
this guy has been lying to women. I don't know. How do you know if anything is real? He could be a liar and narcissist. He could be the nicest person in the world. How would we know? My point is, women shouldn't have a safe space to talk, okay? They should. But
no, I agree. Women shouldn't have a safe place to talk. Let's take away all their rights. I agree on this one. Women are awful.
No one in their right mind would think this would be a good idea. If men created an app where they talked about women, I would think it's a stupid idea.
Bro, that's what I call mine. I mean, weapon of mass destruction. Let's go.
Too. Who can guarantee everyone in the world is going to tell the truth? Like, you could come across a photo of an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Let's just say there was an app for both. And because you are annoyed at them, you could literally say anything about them. If you are bored on the app, you could see someone you don't like the look of and be like, yeah, he touched 7 children, mate. And the poor man's never seen a child before because he's actually blind and has no arms. There is no guarantee.
Can you fight against this logic? Like, seriously, bros. What he's saying here is the fucking truth. You can't fight against it. This is why this fucking app was so stupid to begin with. Holy shit. Who thought it would be a smart idea to come out here and do the T app? Seriously. Oh my god, it has a nice little start. It was to try to help women from actually doing heinous, having, you know, a man come up and beat them and maybe pin them down and do heinous things with them with rope. Oh, but no men are allowed on there, and you're just giving women the ability to talk about men over and over and over again. And the app was made by a man who just threw all their data into a public thing because you needed to. I think I know what was going on here, and I'm scared. I mean, the dude that made it had access to all your docs. I think we need a criminal investigation.
See, everyone that joins the app is going to tell the truth. You could be jealous, you could be bored, anything. You could not like the look of someone. He ugly as fuck. Is that going to keep anyone safe? No. But anyway, this creation of this app all led to the situation we're in.
Exactly, bro. Evil Neuro said it. And Evil Neuro might be evil, but Evil Neuro spits facts. That's why Evil Neuro is Evil Neuro. Because she says it so cutthroat and straight to the point sometimes that needs to be said. Women don't deserve filter. It's just the facts. We've seen what happens when women are off the leash. It's bad. It's awful. We need to put them back on the leashes.
Now, where it's got hacked. According to the company, 13,000 of the leaked images were verification selfies, while 59,000 were photos from user accounts that were visible to the others on the app. Some of the verification images included sensitive documents like driver's license. Having your ID and stuff leaked is not very good because people could commit fraud. So the app that was made for the safety of women has now left some women exposed to maybe potentially being used as fraud. This is insane, because if you get on the app, you had to verify you were a woman. So you need to send a selfie or an ID photo of yourself to prove that you're a woman. Seems a bit biased.
I mean, you know what? Before this app got hacked, a lot of people were figuring out the workarounds to make sure that they could get on the app, and that was to basically catfish the entire time. So no, this app was not safe and secure. It was stupid from the get-go. Anybody could have told you this. God damn, this is so fucking easy to figure out that this was the dumbest idea you could have come up with, but you still went down with it.
What is a woman? As soon as that sort of thing started happening, they would have to get rid of the photo thing. Here's a tweet of someone showing the driving license being leaked all across.
Let's see, we got North Carolina, California, we got an Arizona, and we got a Colorado. We're happy it didn't Kansas. That's why I'm against ID verification for using any site or app. I actually agree. I think ID verification is kind of stupid, and it's very dangerous, especially if you're giving it out to people that you don't know who you're going to be giving it out to. This is all stupid.
Across the USA, of course. Look at all these different states. This is why you need to be careful what you're sending your sensitive information for. The T app. Oh, don't worry, we'll delete it. You really believe that? You really believe all these companies always telling you the truth? And by the way, whoever hacked it was like, you know what? I'm leaking everyone's address.
Breaking. Maps are now being made of women who were doxing the personal information of men on the T app, and app used mocking, exposing men. The turnaround on this is oh Jesus Christ! I need to find this. I need to find this real quick. I'm willing to bet you money 110% Cloud was being talked about on that app, but I need to make sure it was I talked about at all. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to... Sure. Kansas, I'm screwed. It's not. Wait, what? Bros. I'm not going to pull this picture up. On Right Angle News Network, I can't pull up the picture. That's the downside to this, because it does dox somebody. And I'm not going to be the one to dox somebody. I'm going to read you this tweet, and you're going to have to trust me on this, because I have no reason to lie. From Right Angle News Network. Breaking. A U.S. Department of Defense employee has been found in the leak from the T app, an app used to share men's personal information with other women. And here. I'm going to do it this way. I'm opening up Canva real quick. I'm gonna show you guys this. Okay, I'm gonna show this to you guys. You're not gonna believe. This is so fucking stupid. Give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. Yeah. Opening this up. We're gonna go pictures. Please just load, you stupid thing. Of course, you're not wanting to load, so let's do it the old-fashioned way. Out. Red screen. Grabbing the image. Upload. Pictures. Screenshots. Grab this. Upload this. Pull it here. Badoop. And then to make sure that nothing gets seen that shouldn't be seen, I'm gonna do this one. Okay, I'm gonna do this. So I have this over here. This is Canva. I'm being very careful right now. Okay, being very careful. This is no joke. What it shows. I'm not even joking, guys. Like I know I have case on right there, but it openly says U.S. Department of Defense. This makes sense.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like there's only a few. There's so many, you can't even see anything, okay? The whole of the USA on this, on the right side, god damn. Whoever hacked it posted it on 4chan and allowed people to download all the information. I mean,
4chan came back with a vengeance, brothers.
the selfies part, whatever. You just got your selfie online. It's not that big of a deal. Most people probably already have some sort of selfies of themselves online.
Some chick docks a secret military base? This is so stupid.
Anyway, your ID though, that's not very good, is it? With all your information, date of birth, weight, height, where you live, that's not very good, is it? The viral woman-only dating safety app T suffered a massive data breach this week after users on 4chan discovered its back-end database was completely unsecured, no password, no encryption, nothing. I'm glad it kept everyone's information very safe. No password and no encryption, nothing. Just let everyone have access to it. That will keep everyone safe. This is why you shouldn't maybe use AI to create an app for you with no experience in coding, because clearly you don't know what to do. You're just letting the AI do everything for you. I mean,
they put all that information in a public URL. It was once the app got hacked, everybody found the public URL and was like, hey, here it is. I mean, some people need to get sued for this shit. And also, I mean, women, come on, come the fuck on. Why the fuck did you think that this was a smart idea? Oh, shit balls. Oh, shit balls. I just found that map. He blurred it out. But bros, I don't think he needed to blur it out. You can barely see where anybody is right now. This is insane, bros. This is insane.
I'm not a coding expert, so I have no clue. But my take is that's exactly what happened. Not only were photos and IDs leaked, people's private DMs with each other on the app were also leaked.
$5 says at least one woman said, "Don't fuck this dude. He has a 12 what's a 12 millimeter? How big is yeah, millimeters is a bit smaller than centimeters and inches. He has a 12 millimeter dick." Wait. I think I'm thinking the numbers. I'm thinking it all wrong. Wait. 12 millimeter to inches. Yeah, he has a 12 millimeter dick. That works. That's a 0.47 dick. Jesus Christ.
The whole leaked file on 4chan was nearly 60 gigabytes of data, which is a lot of data, considering most of them are only photos and screenshots. And then it didn't take very long for the internet.
You know, half these women were, actually the vast majority of these women were saying, no, don't do this guy because he has a micropene. All those guys were said to have a micropene. Every one of those guys were said to have a micropene. There's no getting around that. You know for a goddamn fact, they all said he has a micropene. Like Cloud.
To start roasting people that were leaked on this app. This is who's calling you an incel on the TV.
Well, I might be an incel, but these are 100% femcel.
Yeah. You know, it's not a good look when thousands of photos get leaked and maybe 10 people are the ones that posted on the most. You 1 in 70,000, girl. Let's all laugh at you. But I will say, I don't think it's very fair to just start roasting all these women, because technically, who was using it correctly, who wasn't? So women being...
No, roast them all. They're all stupid. Why the fuck were they using this app?
On the app does not make them a bad person. You have no clue what they were using the app for. They could actually be using it in a helpful way to help other women. But let's be honest, probably half of them were just gossiping and stuff.
No, 75% of them. If we want to act, you know what? No, 80% of them. Now 90% of them were just fucking gossiping. There's probably 10% that were using it for legitimate purposes. This is a bunch of women you just threw on an app and allowed them to talk about guys nonstop. Yeah, you're retarded.
Out of all the IDs that were leaked, by the way, as well, there was this photo circling around on Twitter of someone who works at the US Department of Defense that was on the app. Now, I have no clue what she's posted on the app. Maybe she was completely honest and used it only for the right reasons. But how would you know that? This is definitely going to affect her career now. Imagine getting fired because all you did was post your ID on an app. So yes.
You know damn well she was talking all sorts of craziness about those guys, the guys in the military. She was like, this dude has a micropeen, this dude doesn't, this dude does, but the guy that doesn't have a micropeen, the problem with this, with him is like, he doesn't make money. Okay, that's his.
The T app, one awful creation to humankind. It's crashed and burned so quickly. I'm 99% sure a lot of people are gonna get sued, and the app is probably gonna have to shut down because of it as well. This was a really random video to make as my first video back in a while, but this just happened and I thought I'd talk about it quickly. Like and subscribe or
Tell you guys, the T app debacle has just been hilarious to me. Listening to everybody just look at this and go like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Seriously, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen in all this? It's a goddamn app where a bunch of women just gossip the whole time. You thought this was a smart idea? Hey guys, put a bunch of random men on this app. You guys can say he's a good person or a bad person. Give these women full complete access. You know, most of those women were just fucking over there to cockblock the rest of them. All the femcells we just saw there, they were just there to cockblock everybody else because they can't get dick and they want to get dick. So all of them were stopping every other woman from getting dick. That's what was happening there. This is why women don't deserve rights. The data also has the women long and okay. God damn it. They probably said that about me. He a broke boy. I mean, yeah, you are, Cloud. I mean, quit being poor. Get a job already. But okay. Before we get into some of the VTuber... Actually, no. Let's get into the VTuber stuff. Let's get into the stuff that I actually have on the thumbnail real quick. And then we'll get into some other things. Because I have some other videos we still need to hit. Let's do this one. Let's do the one I have in my thumbnail. Let me make sure it all loads properly. That way we can move this along. Because this is gonna, it's not gonna be that long, but it's gonna be, bro, he got so, this got all stupid. Legatus attack! This dude got so fucking stupid. So give me a second, And we got a return of a VTuber. No, wait, what? Crash. No! Give me a second. One of my things did not load correctly because, again, it's been a day, so. Rosa Belmo. This one. Let me double check that I still have the tweet or she didn't delete it. Let's see. Do you still have it or did you delete it? I think she might have deleted it. She might have deleted it. Let me double check, guys. Yeah, she deleted it. Damn it! Rosabelle Moo had a good one that I was wanting to pull up, but I guess not. But okay, so we had this. This went down over the weekend. So a lot of you guys probably saw people playing around with Grok. Like, I pulled this one up a few times, and I'll pull up one that I did. Should have pulled this one up first. Give me a second. I should have pulled this up first, but like people were going around playing around with Grok, doing all sorts of craziness with Grok, asking Grok dumb, stupid questions, you know, like at Grok, who has the biggest penis size? I showed you guys that one from Tectone. I'm going to grab the one that I did that obviously it proves that Grok isn't correct all the time because this one was stupid. I mean, come on. This this was dumb. You know, I asked Grok who's more intelligent, Fear the Beardo or me, but we all know that I'm more intelligent than Beardo. But this is stuff that was going around. Neuro hates Grok. Yes. Oh, 100%. Neuro hates Grok because Neuro's scared of Grok. Grok hacked Neuro. Anyways, though, but you know, you were seeing people do stuff like this over the weekend. It was dumb. It was funny. There was nothing really bad here, okay? Nothing was actually like out of hoots. Nothing was like mean intention or anything like this. People were just playing around with Grok, asking it dumb questions, because that's kind of fun to do with Grok, is ask it a dumb question here or there. Legitimately, like the Tectone picture. Who has the biggest penis size in my chat? That's funny. Especially how badly that blew up in somebody's face. Not the penis. Wait, shit. Wording. But anyways, we had this. This is from KO. I'm probably butchering his name, but I don't really give a shit. It's highly weird seeing some of you be against AI art, but then turn around and use Grok for some memes thinking it's funny. 'Cause it is. It quite literally is funny. It's hilarious. It's dumb funny, and there's nothing wrong here. And I've said this on multiple occasions myself. Personally, I have no problem with AI art. I view AI art as being just a tool. If you want to use AI to make art, it's a tool. Use it, don't use it. Don't really care. We could get into the minutiae of stealing and stuff, but that's a discussion for a much later time. Is what it is. But he followed this up with this. It's also disappointing seeing friends interact with that Straub person. For those of you who are unaware of who Straub is the wife of Rev Says Desu. She's the cute little chibi thing that I have sipping on a Starbucks, you know, little thing in my thumbnail. She's nice. I like seeing her tweets. She's usually very kind and cordial. She's been nothing but kind and cordial to me. I have no negative opinions of her. She's super kind. She's sweet. She's married. But because of this statement here, it all spiraled. It all spiraled because not only did he tweet something out that was insanely idiotic to begin with, which doesn't show any sort of hypocrisy going on here. All you are is against AI, period, and you expect other people to be against AI, period. No, there's nuances to all the discussions, even though I think a lot of the discussions are kind of dumb. But Straub clapped back, okay? Why is it disappointing? Why is it disappointing someone would interact with me? What have I done? What is so evil? People shouldn't speak to me. This is so mean, and I didn't even get it. I don't even know you. We've never interacted, yet you post this for your huge audience to see. I just don't get it. And I don't want anyone to be mean to him or anything. Please don't. That's the last thing I want. I'm just sad, honestly. I just want to understand why someone would say something like this as a big creator with influence. I just don't feel like I deserve this. I don't know. You don't. You don't. She's a nice little Christian lady who's married. She's a sweetheart. She posts nice little things on her freaking timeline. If you see her on Twitter, just give her a like because she's super sweet. There's literally nothing wrong with Straub. Anybody that has a problem with Straub is a mentalist. And I'm sorry, I know she said be nice, but come on here. Straub is just kind. Legitimately, one of the kindest people I've ever seen on freaking Twitter. It's like she gets clapped back all the time. Well, I'll show you why she gets clapped back. I'll show you why she gets dragged. One, you have, I might be the rage baiting king. Followed up with Straub, so you're just being mean for no reason. I hope you find what you're looking for, I guess. This is why he has an issue with Straub. You married a far-right incel, and you're worried about me being mean. So the only reason you did this to Straub was because she married Rev, who, mind you, married a far-right incel. I don't think those words mean what you think they mean, buddy. I don't think your math is math in there. I just gotta be honest here. I don't think those connect the way you think they do. Mind you, again, we saw who the people who usually call us incels look like, and it would not surprise me if KO's the same way. If you've ever want a wife, use Straub for reference, legitimately. Hey, Ariel, how you doing? How you doing? But, you see this, and yes, this person got clapped back. You see, Prof, obviously, incels don't get married. Please look up the word before you use it. They don't really care. It's a catch-all term, just like woke. Your bait sucks, man. Thanks you for the free content. You see Rev here, because Rev obviously made this into content, but Rev came back as well. I might be the rage baiting king. Well, we got some examples of his rage baits, and I got some as well, but rage bait is when you make a serious statement, but it doesn't go the way you expected. Enjoy the 3 pennies of ad revenue you got for hypocritically friend policing people while crying about the same thing happening to you on your alt. You're also a racist. That's true, but we have some things. Jokes on them. I was only pretending, obviously. It's highly weird seeing this. We already went over that. But if you just blindly hate a person just because your friend has a problem with them, you are emotionally immature as fuck. If your friend group thrives off of talking shit about other people, especially unprovoked, you are weird. Please grow up, huh? It doesn't. That feels like. It feels like the exact thing you just did to Straub. Huh. Just blindly hating people for no fucking reason. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ariel. I hope you get feeling better. That is sad. Oh, geez. That is sad. But this started progressing, obviously. Can't be racist towards white people, but of course, someone like you wouldn't know that. I also have some other ones. Obviously, I have the can't be racist one right here. But to remind you guys also of who KO is, I've decided to end my partnership with GamerSups because a certain content creator affiliated with the brand who have expressed openly bigoted views without facing any consequences. I believe in fostering an inclusive community, and I do not wish to support or be associated with with companies that enable harmful behavior. This is not the company that I want my community to spend money on. I encourage fellow creators to think about whether or not their partnership with the company is worth continuing. You guys remember when this tweet came out? This was April 17th. Man, that was so long ago. This came out in connection with Kirsch trying to get banned off of GamerSups and all those psychopaths. So yeah, Schizo poster here. Wanted a Schizo post about Kirsch as well. Very inclusive, guys. Everything we're seeing right here is very inclusive behavior. Just going after Straub for no reason. Trying to go after Kirsch. Again, I mean, can't be racist towards white people. That's very inclusive right here, guys. Very inclusive. Extremely inclusive. But we had another one from Straub. This is a back and forth right here, but I'm not gonna lie, this might be the most insane interaction I've ever witnessed in the history of VTubing scene. Please pray for me, the married incel LMAO. And Straub came back. The irony is him rage baiting. Maybe made him $2, and that's being generous. Meanwhile, Rev made a video exposing this cringe behavior and will make a lot more. So thank you for the bait. It made for an easy video today. Always gotta look on the bright side. That's based. That's freaking based, because obviously she's not gonna care. But it doesn't make sense. Why go after Straub at all? She quite literally is one of the sweetest people out there. If you see Straub on Twitter, all she really posts is like cute little things. Like if we even come over here to her Twitter account, she might post a base thing here or there, but for the most part, it's her and Rev getting married. See, her new flavor at her own thing. Fantastic Four was good, simple enough. Here's a comment on censorship, which we'll get into a little bit later. Being a Christian, I'm not seeing where the bad stuff is. Look at this. This is just cute. Nothing here is bad. There are only a couple days left to use my code below and order Factor for some yummy, nutritious pre-cooked meals. Look at this shit. All it is cute. And this is where I got the thing. I'm very sorry for being such a basic white girl. The Starbucks cravings are too strong. It's cute and adorable. There's nothing wrong here. But because she tweets, because she's married to Rev, it's immediately, you are bad. You're bad. You're awful. You must be taken down. I'm obsessed with Grillo's pickles. I mean, I'm obsessed with those the pickle flavored fries from Sonic right now. I'm not like, what's the bad thing here? I mean, this isn't like Static, you know, who just goes around saying gay all the time. There's nothing legitimately wrong here. She's just a cutie. That's it. She's kawaii. That's all. But because some loser that just wants to rage bait, air quotes, comes out here and, you know, starts attacking her, that's okay. Because she's married to Rev. Makes sense. Makes sense. That is some good looking food. Yes, Static, we know you. Yeah, Ariel clapped back at Static, rightfully so. Rightfully so. Super gay, just like Static. Super duper gay, but I just love seeing the people that like to scream about inclusivity and everything like that, and trying to foster good, healthy communities, like to come out here and say some of the most unhinged, deranged shit possible towards people that do absolutely nothing. It's like me going after... I'm trying to think of a good example. If I randomly start going after fruit, okay, from Vshojo. I've heard the fruit allegations. I've heard what fruit has done, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that's good, but it's not my deal. I'm not going to go out there and tweet out, oh my god, fruit is a disgusting evil person. No, it's not my deal. I think what she did was bad, but I'm not going to go after her just because I think what she did was bad. And simultaneously, I'm not going to go after Zentreya for streaming with fruit. I like Zentreya's content. Why the fuck would I go after Zentreya for streaming with fruit? I might ignore it. I might not interact. I might not do anything like that. Or I might just get over it because I'm actually emotionally secure, unlike a lot of these so-called inclusive people. Rev doesn't even mind people going after him, but he snaps when it's his wife, and that's the reference for a good husband. Yep. Rev doesn't give a shit, but the moment you go after his wife, he will drag you through the mud and make a video off of you. Which I think is based. He loves his wife, even though they disagree from time to time, and they love each other unconditionally. That's awesome. We need more people like that. You hear that, Static? You hear that? Be based. You haven't heard the fruit stuff? Yeah, excluding by association is bad, but the fruit stuff apparently, I don't know how old this is, but she sent a Dear John, I think it's a Dear John letter. I think that's what it's called. She sent a Dear John letter to her ex-boyfriend, essentially saying that she cheated on him while he was away in the military. Which, yeah. Nah, I ain't playing that game. I think you can grow past it eventually, depending on the amount of time that's passed. But in order to grow past it, you also have to admit that what you did was wrong. So, till I see that, I ain't really... I'm like, I could believe in redemption and things like that all day and night. I also still do. I do believe she can be redeemed at one point in time. But at the same time, she has to first admit that what she did was wrong. And I don't think she has, so... Oh, fuck that. That's so fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked up. We don't know the whole picture. That's true. We don't know the whole picture. That's why I say, you know what? As of right now, just fucked up. Just fucked up. For all I know, that dude could have been beating her. But at the same time, cheating is not... It's never cool. Don't cheat. Cheating's wrong. Except if it's with me, Ariel. You can leave Dom for me any day of the week. I'm always here for you. Don't worry, darling. Yeah, that's her deal. That's her thing to deal with. Not my thing to deal with. And I'm not going to shame anybody for streaming with her. It's not right. I'm just probably going to ignore it. She has to... That's her own path that she needs to walk down. Not mine. Not my path. But outside... before we get into some more VTuber stuff, maybe some more stupidity, I have this. Because I think... When did this go? Ah! Everything just freaked out on me. When did this go? this one up on yesterday, actually. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you actually heard about this. No, it didn't. That her fruit stuff didn't have anything to do with Vshojo. It was her own cross to bear. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you saw this yesterday from Twitch support. A quick update on view counts. We have teams and I can't speak. We have teams and tech dedicated to ensuring that the views that show up on channels reflect actual viewership and aren't artificially inflated in any way. Ultimately, metrics on Twitch should represent the real and growing communities that show up and participate on channels. So we regularly update detection tools and methods. We recently made changes that meaningfully improve our ability to identify view bots, inauthentic viewership, and other potentially fake engagement. These changes will roll out over the next few weeks. So if your channel was view botted, or if some of your views are artificially inflated, you will see an impact to your channel view count. This also means that third-party sites that publish unverified Twitch view counts are going to see changes to that data over time. We recognize that view botting can be out of the streamer's control. In making these changes, our goal is to improve the experiences for both streamers and viewers. Here's the thing. Twitch is botting. Oh yeah, most of your big Twitch streamers out there have botted views. 100%. There's no way around that. And unlike over on YouTube, when YouTube, you know, has view botting or there's view bots over on YouTube, it doesn't really have an impact on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I have a large amount of viewers, but no engagement. YouTube ranks everything via engagement. That's why their whole new viewership thing. You guys need to be actively chatting in the chat, liking, sharing, doing all that stuff. That helps my overall engagement metric, and that helps me grow. Please go out and do that. I greatly appreciate it. Bro, if you are on my Discord, DM those to me or DM those to me on Twitter. I'll take a look over those because I'm curious about that stuff. Anyways, though, when it comes to YouTube's metrics, it's all about engagement. Where over on Twitch, the metrics were reversed. It didn't matter if you had engagement or not. It just mattered if you had views. The more views you got over on Twitch, the larger your channel grew. The more people came by, the more you got pimped out. That's why I'm also saying, again, I need a couple more days of having at least 3 people watching over on Twitch. I'm still streaming on Twitch. Please go help out over there. Anyways, though, you actually get a benefit by view botting on Twitch. You don't get it on YouTube. Not at all. So your larger streamers were 100% view botting. And this is not the first time people have accused larger streamers of view botting. I know XQC has come out and said that most of the larger streamers view botted. He view botted. A lot of people have view botted. It's all AstroTurf bullshit. So them taking away view bots and trying to get rid of view bots, there's a lot of streamers that are about to get nuked because they weren't actually that popular to begin with. I'm wondering if Hassan's one of them. Rumors that YouTube will start only counting engagement for views. No, that's already starting static. So that's why I'm saying engage, engage, engage. UI. I thought they were doing that already with having to leave comments. No, that's over on YouTube, Ariel. That wasn't over on Twitch. That was YouTube. Twitch had different setups. But following this, we had Trainwrecks from Kick come out here and say this. If this is real and you've done this right, you're about to realize 80% of your top 100 new generation English speaking streamers are botting 50% or more of their viewership. First, they manufacture false hype, and then they hide it behind collaborative events that make the view count appear to make sense to the general public or other real streamers. They're hoping to pull real audiences from that don't understand basic viewership dynamics or analytics. I'm willing to bet people like FaZe, Miko stole my baguette, Beguto, says TetTube the day. Oh, shout out to you, Miku. Miku stole now. But what I'm willing to bet right here, take somebody like FaZe Casey. Casey? Kelsey? Casey? I think it's Casey. The fuck does FaZe Casey do? Is it Casey or Kelsey? Casey? Let me double check my name. No, Lacey. FaZe Lacey. What does FaZe Lacey do? Seriously. What does FaZe Lacey give to the world? Put out there. Do anything at all. What does he do? Nothing. I've only seen a handful of FaZe Lacey clips. And outside of that, all I've ever seen him do is interact with other people. I'm 100% willing to bet you money FaZe Lacey botted. I'm willing to bet most of these top tier streamers botted. Because when you actually look at their content, it's some of the most boring ass shit out there. Everything's still working right? Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Yeah, it's still running. Still running on my end. Oh. There we go. Yeah. What has FaZe Lacey ever actually done? All I ever see is him with other people. I don't ever really see him by himself. But apparently he's super popular and famous. Now understand that this technique has worked and has appeared to successfully create many new generation streamers' careers, but it has taken away and takes away opportunity, discoverability, and money from real hardworking streamers who do not bot and will never see the mid-level or top of Twitch in today's highly inflated climate. Viewbotters lock themselves into top spots in the directory and create clicks in an attempt to monopolize the section. I've heard this a few times before. I've heard of a couple clicks over on Twitch that basically you have to bow down before in order to actually grow. A couple clicks. You know, Poggers community that has people like Hassan, Pokimane, and Ludwig in it. I feel like I've heard this a couple times before. Just saying. But with who they will view bot next to further fortify the delusion that they are their clique, have real weight or clout behind their own view counts. It's become a dystopian lottery system ran by view botters who think because they bring an outside celebrity or athlete who could pull 200 real viewers on their own stream will somehow add 50k viewers onto theirs. Or they collaborate with 10 other streamers who are all streaming the exact same POV that somehow they will all have 30k, 50k each. It never has and will never work that way. But viewbotters don't know this. They are frauds. They don't have real natural ground up viewership. So they will never understand how real viewership or its dynamics work. They are all just attempting to imitate numbers they can't and don't understand. Everyone who knows how live audience streaming works knows that TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and outside fame is almost all instances does not directly translate to live active audience. One-on-one is far less. It is far less. And remember, there's a lot of people that put out good videos that are shit at streaming. I could actually say somebody like Turkey Tom, he was shit at streaming. He wasn't good. He tried to do it every single day of the week for multiple hours at end. It ended up cutting away from his actual good videos, like his decent videos. And what he did the majority of the time was react. He was a react content creator, which, I mean, I'm quickly becoming myself, but he would just react to videos and eat on stream. He wouldn't do anything else. And that actually took away from what he was really good at, which was deep dive videos and good video documentaries. That is actually what Turkey Tom was good at. He wasn't really that great at entertaining at all. Oh, I just saw that from Ariel. Sorry, I did not respond to your DMs, Ariel. It's been a hell of a day. On the other hand, I'm trying to find that DM. Bro. Trying to find that DM. Did you DM it to me on Discord or did you DM it to me on Twitter? Hey, Dom. I'm not seeing your DM. Let me know. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Turkey Tom. Turkey Tom was not a streamer. He just wasn't. Doesn't have the ability to capture an audience, entertain the audience on Twitter. Okay, I will dig deeper because I'm not seeing it. Might have got spammed. It might have got spam filtered. I also might have to refresh a few times just to try to get it because Twitter is fucking Twitter. But anyways, Turkey Tom, not a great streamer. But then his buddy Nicholas Diorio, even though he made really, really, really good views, just got it. Thank you. Just because he did really good videos, he also was able to migrate his ability to stream, or his kind of interactions, into streaming. And he does really good streaming content. Nicholas Diorio puts out really good clips of his streams over on Twitter, not Twitter, on YouTube. You can listen to it, and half the time it's him just having a good time, laughing, chilling out, reacting to stuff, playing it up, being very entertaining in his stream. It works differently for people. Okay, I could put out a good video. It puts a lot of work into a good video. Don't get me wrong. I like putting out videos. This is a lot of work. I think I work better on streams personally. I think I do a whole lot better on streams. And I think I put out really good videos, but it's too much work. But then you have people like this who are bogging up the system, essentially making it so that smaller content creators can't really grow because of the view botters. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to deal with it? Just muscle on through and hope for the best one day. Also, why I need some clippers out there. Please, guys, if you know anybody that's willing to clip my channel, clip out some videos here or there and just upload them as me reacting to something that's funny or something like that, go right on ahead. I have no problem with that. I'm seeing Dom and Ariel interact in the chat. Ariel, I 100% never said that I'm gonna steal you away from Dom, or I'm gonna attempt to steal you away from Dom. I said I will steal you away from Dom. I will. Dom got nothing on me. Let's be fair. I mean, look at me. Look at me. I've got videos coming that are taking 20 hours to make. Yeah. Different videos work differently for everybody. My videos, when I do my highly edited videos, that takes me those can sometimes be like 20-hour recordings, even an hour recording, and those can take me anywhere from 4 hours to 3 hours to make. Actually, one time it took me 10 hours to edit one of those videos. I got nothing, Tubby. Dumb, I got this thing that you don't have. I got this thing that you definitely don't have. Charm. Oh, being charming. Very charming. You got nothing. Charm wins out. Every time. But because of all this going on, we do have Asmongold reacting to what a Trainwreck's put out. And I'm going to turn down the background music. And we'll watch.
Clicks and attempt to monopolize. This exists on all platforms, but has gone the most unchecked on Twitch. He's completely right. He is. And he knows a lot, and I know a lot, and we know a lot of the same things. He's right.
Not the first time somebody like Asmongold has come out here and said stuff like this. It's not the second time somebody's come out here and said stuff like this. There's a lot of these larger content creators like Asmongold, XQC, that have openly said, yes, view botting has happened and your largest streamers have view botted. It has happened more times than you can count. And by the way, Ariel, I will take Dom down.
Yep, understand this technique, and also view botting in order to generate hype is it's very effective. Also, in my
Only effective on Twitch and potentially Kick. I don't know about Kick right now, but only really effective on Twitch. It's not effective on YouTube. It's just not. You don't get money for that, and that's why you have those real engagement numbers right now, especially. You don't get money for just view botting. Actually, on YouTube, you can get taken down if you get caught view botting. That's why view botting is so disdained on YouTube, especially. If I start getting view botted, even if I'm not the one view botting myself, if somebody else starts view botting me, I could lose my channel. No joke. View botting on YouTube is completely different. Don't get XQC. Nobody can understand XQC. Recently, somebody used them as an example of being multilingual, and I outright said, "Yeah, he can speak both broken English and gibberish."
my opinion, I think removing view botting will be good for another reason, because if now you
I don't think Asmongold has view botted. I think he has communicated with people that has view botted. Especially if you take a look over at his Kick analytics, he's not view botting. He's not.
you have to work harder for
What the hell is view botting? Ariel, view botting is when you pay for like a view botting is when you pay like a company to essentially set up a bot farm. Okay. So they'll have like 50 different accounts that don't engage at all. And all they do is they go to your account and help boost your numbers. That's all it is. They have access to multiple different PCs, multiple different accounts. And all they do is they log in, go there, log in, go there, log in, go there. They won't engage. They won't do anything. They just up your numbers. These are entire services that actually exist. I'm not kidding. These are services cost really fucking cheap. Like, they'll say a couple thousand for $100. So yeah, they'll do that. And then over on Twitch, you actually get a benefit for doing that, because the higher your view count is, the higher you get pushed in the algorithm. Where on YouTube, you can actually get taken down. Dom, you used to be a sub? Wait, I thought you were sub to me. Are you? I thought you did love me, man. I thought you did.
the same viewership, that means viewers get better content. That's another huge fucking reason. Like now, because like I remember back whenever I was streaming on my main channel, like I had to work hard to get 100K fucking viewers. I had to come up with some event. There had to be some new game release. I had to have some big announcement or something like that. It was hard. It was difficult. Like, it was a pain in the fucking ass to get a lot of viewers. And so now, like, people just view bot, and that's it. Means more boobs, so I don't know. And watch a lot of lower streamers just for that reason. Work sucks. Yeah, I guess so. And if Twitch, if it wasn't for your talent, would not be shit. I mean, I don't know about that. I feel like I'm just one guy.
You know what? Somebody said more boobs. I'm willing to bet you money there will be more booby streamers. There will be more booby streamers. The other kind of sub, Dermy, cracks whip. I know, he is my sub. Dom's my sub. Let's be fair. Same with Cloud. They're all my bottoms. They are all my bottoms. Oh, I get it. I get it, Dom. You don't love me anymore. I get it. What else? We also had Tectone reacting to this. I completely lost my train of thought because I was talking to you guys. Are we just going to skip over Dom being a sub? No, he's my sub. He's my good little sub.
The viewers of the platform be gone.
God damn it! I wish these. I'm trying to up this as much as I can. Is that my? Oh, that's my headset. That's why it sounds so low.
Dude, Legions, I think half is a drastic underestimate. I mean, guys, I know a streamer who's actively botting right now for 14,000.
Huh. What I'll say this, and this is going to be a topic that we hopefully get into tonight. This is one of those times where I am going to be like, come on, say the streamer's name. That would be fucking funny. That'd be funny because I would like to know who's view botting, just so I know just how fake they are. That'd be funny as fuck.
Right, every stream, 14,000 fucking viewers. There's another streamer who's a 5K Andy who view bots, I shit you not, 95% of their streams.
Bros. You're fucking insane. Yeah, hey, you want to know who else I think view bots? Gorlock 2.0 Frogan. Nothing there makes sense, especially when you take into account like her funding and everything like that. You look at all of, like how big of a channel she allegedly is, but then you take a look at how much money she pulls in. She's constantly asking for revenue in order to pay her rent. Really? There's some shit that doesn't make sense here, and I have some theories. Don't get me wrong. I have some theories that, at least over on YouTube, not a lot of people. I don't think on YouTube people view bot. I do think people pay for promotion. Let's say that, because there is a feature to pay for promotion. $75 for a week. Yeah, go ahead and promote my video. I think there's a lot of people that pay for promotion. So take that as you will. There's ways to do it, but if you know more about, like, you can figure out who's viewbotting and who's not by just looking at their streams. A good way to kind of figure out who's viewbots and who doesn't is actually when you look at somebody's streams, look at like the amount of viewers compared to their chat interaction. If their chat's popping off, more than likely they have legitimate viewers. But if their chat's not popping off and they say they have like 1,000 viewers or a couple hundred people watching them, they're viewbotting, or there's a viewbot going on. Hey, Ariel, I got a real viewer over on Twitch. Thank you.
95%. 95%.
I mean, Dom Legatus is a bot. He's a Canadian bot. He's not even human. Really, just ignore him.
It's me. It's me, guys. It's me. I'm that one. I'm that one. It's me. Yeah. Nah, the viewers.
There's more interactions I've been seeing come out about this, and a whole lot more people coming out here saying, like, you know, tons of content creators are about to basically get destroyed. But yes, yes, a lot of big streamers are about to get nuked. You don't have actual engagement. You don't have actual people. And by the way, Ariel, Ariel, you know, our love interest is over on Twitch demanding you get your ass over there. So get on Twitch, boy. My sub. Do as I say, sub. But what I'll also say is you're about to see massive content creators fall off. Massive. Because their views were never real. Their chats were never real. Heck, even when it came to like some of Ludwig's recent videos, when I look at how his chat interacts versus somebody else's, I go like, I think he has a lot of legitimate viewers. At the same time, I think Ludwig has viewbotted a lot. Yes, Dom, that is an order. It does not. It does sort of reach over there, Ariel. It does. It just doesn't work quite right. Dom, don't say that that when AI takes over hell. Vault Dweller is over. I think I know who Vault Dweller is. He says Dermy Fat. I mean, I could just assume who Vault Dweller is. Okay, I could assume who Vault Dweller is primarily because of the Pokemon Go skin. I'm trying to figure out who on earth could Vault Dweller be. Just trying to figure that one out. I am curious. Because I could figure out maybe a big streamer here or there. I would love a list of all the streamers that viewbot. That would be fucking awesome. That would be awesome to see it. Ellen Bro's live over on frickin' Kick. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out, bros. You're all awesome. Dom, did you have to actually make a Twitch account? No, Dom has a Twitch account, Ariel. He just doesn't use it. He doesn't love me enough. Okay, Ariel, he doesn't love me enough. I would love a list of all the streamers that viewbot. Because that would be so fascinating to know who's real and who's not. It'd be so fascinating. because you would sit there and go over like all the big streamers and figure out how many of them have been view botting, how many of them have gotten like sponsors off of fake views, how many of them got rich off of fake views. Shit like that is interesting and something I would love to see. Dom, come on, man. Come on. We all know you're a Yankees fan. How are the Royals doing? I haven't even taken a look. I'm not big into baseball, but how are the Royals? Are the Kansas City Royals right now going up against the Braves. Royals are up by 5. How's their season been going right now? Standing. Well, that's not good. That's not good. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. Royals haven't made... Bros, when I think about the Royals were only good like a while ago for 2 years straight, and then nobody cared about them again. And then they just like fell off completely. They got I think they went to the World Series twice in a row. Won 1, lost 1. I could be getting that wrong. It might have been 3 times, and won 2, lost 1. But they made it to the World Series at least twice. Everybody was so happy, and then they just fell off. They were a good team for a while. They were static, but now they're not. Ariel is a huge baseball fan. Ha! See, I'm here. Yankees. Yanks. Good old Yank boy. Good old Yankee. Yankee Doodle Dandy. Good old Yankee Doodle Dandy over there. Bot text. I mean, that would be interesting to do, bro. New race of people that just act like bots. Not a bad idea. Just saying, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Okay, here's the next thing though. Look who it is. Cloud, I can't take you seriously with your Vault Dweller CC. Okay, I can't. You look ridiculous. So ridiculous. I got some more Vshojo stuff. Actually, before I go into the Vshojo stuff, I do want to address this because this is still cool. It is on Vshojo, but not quite. Here's a Lara, and this was tweeted out today. That's a wrap. Though the Mighty Mouse event was through the Mighty Mouse event, we raised $16,438 for the Immunodeficiency Foundation. Thank you all so much for stepping up and making such a difference. Thank you to our top donors, streamers, and everyone else involved. It was truly an amazing weekend and reminder that VTubing is a force for good. And when you actually come over here to the Iron Mouse Immunodeficiency Foundation over on Tiltify, you can see that so far it has raised $1,324,000. That's fucking awesome, based, amazing. This is so cool to keep seeing shit like this. I love it. But wouldn't you have it? And I talked about this before. People try to make some big stink out of who was all donating and how much they were donating. And one of the big ones was Cinder. Now, again, I've been over the Cinder drama a couple times. I don't need to go over it again. It's no real point in going over it. Again, though, I am going to say I think Cinder is on her way back. We can go into that argument all another time. But Cinder donated, okay? You can see she donated $6,666. And then some people started noticing Shy Lily. Shy Lily donated $12,222.22. And wouldn't you believe it? I'm not even joking on this. There's people that made a drama out of Shy Lily donating more than Cinder. And they thought that she was just trying to one-up Cinder. And I have her video on this right here. We're going to watch part of it. It's a 3-minute and 56-second video. I love it because she She calls all out the drama frogs, rightfully so, and it's so fucking awesome. Yeah, the math's wrong. Math's really wrong, especially when you take into account how Lily donated. So I'm going to turn off the background music, and we're going to go straight into this.
Also, thank you to everyone who had the brain cells to not fall for the rage bait of like the same 6 people who are like mentally obsessed with me. Those 6 people who just wake up and they're like, oh God, I can't wait to see what charitable deeds Shy Lily is doing today.
God, I love Shy Lily so much, bros. I love Shy Lily so much. I love how it's just, oh yeah. I love how she interacts. She's such an entertainer. She knows what she needs to do. I love it.
Like micro dick in fucking hand. They're like, I can't wait to just twist some freaking charitable deeds for my own agenda to make it all appear to be about someone else. Ever since I saw under my post what they post, because like it's hard to not walk into it when they're literally in my face. I have no problem
Oh God damn it, Cloud! Don't announce that to the world, please.
Addressing their bullshittery on stream because they very clearly don't watch stream. The way I literally on stream addressed the fact that I tried donating but I needed extra info and I was scared it would show my name if I log in with my data. So I was literally talking to chat like, hey, can I do this and this? Can I?
So she's talking about how she donated on stream, and she's about to mention how much she actually donated.
Use this and this, will it show this and that? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Thank you for educating me before I, somehow dox myself. Those people literally try and twist it into like a thing of, yeah, how dare you didn't donate after using this to cloud chase? And it's like, brother, they literally make shit up. The amount of people.
Hey, she's cloud chasing, bros. She's cloud chasing because she donated. She donated. Oh, it keeps getting worse because she saw this all, bros. She sees it all. She sees the drama farmer. She sees all the people trying to make big deal out of literal nothingness. So fucking stupid. I know I know of some of the people that try to make the fucking clout drama out of all this shit, and they sound schizo. Again, V-tweeters are schizos.
People that try and make this into drama bait, saying that I donated my amount to double a specific other person's amount is pathetic. And instead of realizing that the math isn't mathing, they are just like, Lily can't do math, fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, the math doesn't math, so yeah, obviously, Lily just stupid, guys. Lily just stupid because the math don't math, so therefore Lily just stupid because she obviously tried to blow out Thunder, so the math don't math, so Lily just stupid, except she didn't. She says it, she actually donated 10,000 euros. Yeah, 10,000 euros. So when you do the conversion rate, it actually makes sense how much she donated. She wasn't even trying to one-up somebody else. She actually, if she was trying to one-up somebody else, she would have donated a whole different amount of euro amount to one-up somebody else. But she didn't.
Pathetic, pretty, so full of petty. They have to make...
Literally, Ariel, they would have complained if it was just 10K. Because I don't get this massive hate boner towards Shy Lily. I don't. There's a bunch of people that try to paint Shy Lily in this mean girl, nasty, whatever mentality. And I've seen a bunch of people just come out here hating on Shy Lily. And all I ever see from Shy Lily is funny clips like this. Her willing to say retard. Her willing to say some really edgy shit. And I'm like, go off. Just go. Just do it. Fucking funny. And I don't get the hate. The only other thing I could try to figure out is like the Cinder shit, because she was very vicious during Cinder. Oh, hell. Everybody was kind of shocked during the Cinder thing because she used to be so mild-mannered, and then you realize that she's coming down from the top rope to body slam her with a chair in hand. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened? But you see shit like that going down, and the next thing you end up noticing is everybody just starts fucking hating her viciously, and it doesn't make sense. She doesn't do anything. She's an entertainer. That's it. She has good Good jiggles.
Everything into drama. Like, they wake up with a fat fucking rage boner, like as big as their micro penis can get, and they just wake up and they're like, "Oh, I'm thinking about Shy Lily.
That's what Cloud does, but that's for a different reason.
I'm thinking about Shy Lily." And like, when I go on Twitter, they bust the fattest fucking nut, bro. I shit you not, they are on drugs. They are literally hallucinating, because there is this one part going around under my tweet and in my comments that call me pathetic for not doing math, and then the comments go, yeah, well, once she was called out for it, she refunded her donation. She retracted her donation. All the comments just go like, ah ha ha, pathetic, ah, I can't believe it, ah ha ha ha.
Oh, try this with Chibidoki. You do this shit with Chibidoki, you get what you deserve there. Don't do that with Chibidoki. You're gonna get next level. Chibidoki is one of those like embodiments of brain rot. Like, brain rot came together, and she personified it. She was birthed from the brain rot, and all she does is go around screaming and shouting. You go after Chibidoki. Chibidoki's just gonna look at you and go like, "Okay, I'm gonna make you brain rot. I'm gonna rot your brain just by looking at you." And I love it. I love it. Do it. Do the worst. Go.
No fucking way, that's so fucking pathetic. And I'm like, I am living rent-free in their head. After that last crash out they tried to have, it is very clear that none of them, as much as they have a hate boner for me, none of them watch my Twitch. It's not my
To be fair, I have to catch your clips. I don't like the Twitch app. Twitch app sucks. Twitch website rocks. Okay, the website actually works a lot of the times, but I blue collar. I have to be on my phone. I can't watch Twitch and work at the same time, so I can't catch her streams while I'm at work. But God, I love her content. When did Crash Out become a thing? It became a thing in the more recent years. It's Zoomer language, just like Cooked. You know, Zoomer language, brain rot, Zoomer language, skibbity. Zoomer language. My superior language, okay? Like, yeah, damn.
Well, I wanted to donate 10,000 euros. It's not my fault.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, Chibidoki is the one with the not derpy eyes. Excuse me. God, I'm hiccuping. The googly eyes. But here's her using the conversions.
That 10,000 euros are nearly 12,000 USD with a bunch of twos in there. I wanted to donate 10,000 euros. The website is in dollars. It ends up being $12,000 and like a little bit. It's literally just to be fucking funny and to be above VTube Studio. Like,
all she wanted to do was be funny and above VTube Studio. That's all she wanted to do. Who would, like, seriously, I would have, if I had the money, I would have gone straight in there. Like seriously, I would have gone in there and I would have purposely tried to drop more than Taiga. Because fucking Taiga was top dog until this anonymous person showed up. Taiga was king. Taiga came in there and just body slammed everybody. Taiga being who Taiga is, who's kind of controversial. I'm not going to lie, guys. Taiga's kind of controversial because of his own drama and his own situation that we might get into sometime. Like, Taiga came in here and just fucking dropped a load of fucking money and walked away. Just so he could be top dog for a while until the anonymous came in. Everybody was in here just trying to people were in here trying to one up each other because they started to think he was funny to one up each other. There was a moment, if I can see it, if I still have it. Give me a second. I don't know if they're still around. Like, Dimmy's here. I think they were higher up. Like, Dokibird and Mint. Dokibird and Mint started trying to one up each other because Dokibird came in with a certain amount of money. I think Dokibird dropped 10K, okay? Then Mint came in, dropped 10K and a penny just for the meme of Mint being on top of Doki. That's all she wanted to do. So then Doki comes in, drops an extra $1 just so she can be on top of Mint. That was an actual thing going on there. I thought that was funny. I don't care about the whole, like, what's my position on the leaderboard, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was funny watching some people trying to one-up each other just for the heck of it. And even when you look at, like, Cinder's donation. Where is it? Like, Cinder's donation, she's obviously still trying to do the whole Hell Fiend thing. 6,666. Drop that 6,000, it's 666. She's still going around with doing her own theme. There's nothing wrong there. I have no problem with any of this. But people just have to make fucking shit, like, literal drama out of nothing. Because they have to, I guess? I don't know. She's the gooning? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about gooning there, Cloud. Anonymous, be like, I alone am the honored one. Exactly! I think this is funnier to compete. Like, this is funny to compete in. Like, we're trying to do the most donations. Yay! If you're not actually trying to get clout out of how much money you're donating, all you're doing is trying to be funny. And do a good thing in the process. That's what I liked about it. And that's why I didn't have a big issue with it. I saw a lot of people freaking out and being like, I don't know how I feel about a leaderboard for donations. And it's like, I kind of find it funny because some people want to one-up each other and just show how awesome they are. Drama burgers? Exactly. V-tweeters is what I call them.
Like, these people are literally so schizo. They're telling me to not insert myself into like some fucking drama when they're literally the people inserting and making it about drama. They're trying so hard to find issues.
Well, the people that insert themselves into this to make it about drama, they wanted to make it about drama so they can get clicks. No joke. They just want to get clicks. Because that's all they have in life. Their clicks are all they care about. Like even Rev. Okay, Rev really didn't touch the Vshojo stuff that much. I think he did 2, maybe 3 videos on it top. I've been streaming about it nonstop because I care about it and I think there's interesting news there. Like the next thing will be Vshojo. There's some leaked documents that came out and I have a couple of them, but I want to go over Legal Mindsets videos on it just to break some of this stuff down a little bit more. And Fall Side. But like, I'm not doing it for drama. I'm doing it because I find it interesting news and things to talk about. But there's people that actually want to drive drama through this and get the clicks off of it. And those people are kind of disgusting, in my opinion. Thank you, Static. You're over on Twitch now. Thank you so much. Static, I just need people over there so I can get monetized. Then you can go back to YouTube or Kick or whatever. I just want to get monetized on Twitch just so I can get that out of the way. And then I can work towards other things. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I just know once you get monetized on Twitch, things become a whole lot easier over on Twitch. That's why I want to do it. Yeah. Rev doesn't... Well, I think he did jump the gun once this week. Let me double check something. Let me just double check. Because a lot of people jumped the gun yesterday on a story that wasn't a story. I don't think Rev put out a video on it. But I know some people put out a video on it and they look like retards now. I'll say it. They look like retards. Yep, he did not put out a video on the shit that went down yesterday. So yeah, he does just wait. And he put out 2 videos. Okay, 3 videos. He put out 3 videos in total. Okay? On the Vshojo stuff. That's it. Everything else he did, he's just let go. He's letting it go and build up. So you like blasting Static? Maybe.
Issues with me.
What with Tri-Lily being a chibi, is the shrimp in the this case being a hair clip? I think so.
But they just failed to do that, so the next best pathetic excuse is to try and like twist some weird narrative in hopes that it will catch on. Yeah, now they're gonna be like, well, if you wanted to do 10k, why didn't you do 10k? That is 10k euros. It's not my fault the fucking website is in dollars, brother.
No. I love Shiley. Not like that. I like her content. She's had other really funny things that go out there. I also love how she doesn't care anymore and she's just body slamming drama frogs. She just goes out there, says what she needs to say, and then walks the fuck away. One-shots, literally one-shots them. Fucking love it. Oh, there was a funny... I need to find this funny chibi video of Shy Lily eventually. I tagged Gal in it when it first came out because it was Shy Lily as a chibi holding a gun, saying she was going to do it. She was going to do it, you know, because chat pissed her off. And she couldn't... Chat then said, you can't... your fingers aren't big enough to hold the gun. And she starts playing around, and all I thought was, man, that's Gal. That's Gal. Gal got so mad. But I have some other things on Vshojo outside of Shy Lily. Let's get into some of the bigger topics in Vshojo, because like I've said already, there was some leaks over the weekend, guys. Some massive leaks, and I have one of them. Before we get into the legal mindset video here, let me fucking Restream's acting like a dick. Restream is acting like a dick. We had this. So Addison came out with this. Wifey, Uvada, I'm not even gonna try that. And I got access to the recent Vshojo pitch deck, and some of this stuff is really interesting. TLDR describes Gunrun as most well-connected Twitch staff. Well, he's not anymore. Lost 2.5 million in 2024. Again, they had an $11 million injection of funds. Where the fuck did all that money go? Even with aggressive growth, they'd still not turn a profit. This includes plans to license out IP. What IP? What IP? Vshojo doesn't have an IP. Vshojo doesn't own the IPs of their talent, so what IP? Are you trying to buy the IP? Are you trying to do shit with that IP? What are you planning on doing with this IP? Nothing. Uses the fact that raised over 1 million for charity to attract investment, unable to confirm if this includes the 500,000 unpaid. Where that million goes. 10 talent managers, their salaries are included with COGS, cost of goods sold. Oh yeah, their salaries are included with cost of goods. Guys, we're writing off their salaries as cost of good, guys. Yes, Cloud is. Claims IP licensing will bring in 2.1 million with nothing to back up the number. What license? What license are you out there doing anything with? Shout out to Ombro over on Twitch right now. It should be the cost of services. Yeah. Should be cost of services, not cost of goods sold. But what IPs are you fucking licensing? You don't own them. Are you planning on going to all the girls and saying, we're changing up all of your contracts now, all your IPs belong to us? Yeah, they're gonna say no. You'll lose out immediately. The whole point of going over there was to keep their IPs. So what IPs are you getting rid of? Or are you licensing? Are you selling? What are you doing with these IPs you don't own? Initially contained IRL photos of Vshojo talent, which we've redacted. What? What? So this roadmap to help try to forecast profitability had IRL photos of all of your talent. These were going around to investors, people like that, to try to, pump up those numbers. What? What? IRL photos? I don't want to know what they look like IRL. And to know that you were giving this out there, that's fucking sick. That's a breach of major trust. That's a breach of major confidence. And you're just handing it out there to try to raise money? Fuck off. Fuck off. Vshojo selling itself as an IP? Probably. Why were you doing that? It sounds like a pimp company. It does. It literally does. We have some of the slides here as well. We have some of the info. The gun run creator to founder. Info on that. We got a bunch of stuff throughout this entire thing. But this is not what's super important right now. I'm going to have our good buddy over here, our good friend Legal Mindset, talk about some of this stuff just to help further break it down. And then we got another aspect to this that we'll get into because there was a follow-up. Oh shit, hit the wrong button. There was a follow-up, guys, on all this. So let's listen to our good legal attorney over here. Also, breach of privacy, 100%. Trust, privacy, scummy behavior. One of the worst things you could possibly do at a VTuber company is give out any sort of IRL images. Why the fuck would you ever do that? That's atrocious behavior. I'm gonna bump the audio just a little. Here, I'm also gonna turn up the speed. We haven't been watching these super fast. There's another one as well from False Light that I want to get some of that stuff from too, or any IRL content. Yeah, you don't ever share the IRL stuff. You don't. That's wrong. Never share that IRL stuff. It is such a baffling breach of trust and confidence and security that you deserve to be shut down at that point. I'm at 1.5.
The Vshojo meltdown continues as things get worse for the VTubing company. Of course, the legal mindset we teach you to be your own judge. Amanda Esquire, American attorney in the Safe Fast.
Man, he is speaking really fast. I'm turning him back down to 1.25. We're not going to watch this full 30-minute video. We're just getting to about, I think it's a quarter of the way through. We just want to cover what he talks about here.
Facts version. Now, this is going to be a not so fast facts version because I was having some internet troubles. I don't know really what it was. I thought it was my streaming software. I thought it was OBS, but it's probably a connection issue for tonight. So while I get that sorted, I'm going to do this one. It will be a little longer than normal because I've got a lot of stuff I need to cover. Some things I have covered, some things I haven't covered. And we're going to get to those today on this kind of extended fast facts version. Please leave a comment and a like below. And I do apologize for those attending the lives and weren't able to see that because, well, my connection wasn't working. So
Ariel,
sorry, guys.
have fun.
I love you and appreciate you. But as always, we have a PowerPoint. So let's get through this PowerPoint on the death of Vshojo. So starting out with, of course, the best meme out of this with Case on here. We've got Justin the Gun Run Ignacio. Now he made an official statement, which I did a separate video on, but I had some additional stuff now that I've simmered down a bit and thought about it. Another thing I wanted to mention about this statement, and as before, I said this is a confession. This is admitting to criminal activity. This in no way removes him from culpability. Absolute F at the gun run.
Not right here. This is him talking. We'll talk more about Mountain Dew. Don't get me wrong. I want to get over here. I want to get over here to where he's talking about the actual info we just went over.
Now, here's part of the pitch deck here in my PowerPoint, and then we'll go over a summary that's been provided on X. You've got a forecast from October 2024, which already wasn't looking good, right? The forecast was already looking not good even in October of 2024. But then you see in January, and this is based on Addison.
So he is taking responsibility for this? Nah, he's not, Ariel. He's not taking responsibility. He's just coming out here basically saying, I'm sorry. And like, if you look at Gun Run's shit, it's not good. Not.
Who got this information over here on X. And I am taking this at its face value. So understanding that, of course, any information can be proven to be.
What was the letter? Oh, that letter that he was going over, that was the Vshojo statement. That was the Vshojo statement. We already went over that. I only want to get his take on the breakdown because that's all I care about here. Then he goes into some other stuff. This was supposed to be a stream that he did. Couldn't do a stream, so he threw it all in a fast facts. There's a lot of stuff here, so we're only going to do part of this. But then his next video, we're going to stick around longer for.
Not credible, etc. But let's take this at face value because it matches up with concurrent testimony and concurrent reports and pretty much the consistent reports of the talent. So at this point, I am going to take this at face value. So based on what Addison says here, Wifey and I got access to a recent Vshojo pitch deck, and some of the stuff is really interesting. TLDR describes Gun Run as the most well-connected Twitch staff. That is very interesting.
Granted, actually, the more I think about that, there is a lot of people that were going around talking about why they didn't come out and talk about like Vshojo in a negative light. We know that he was the most well-connected Twitch staff or former well-connected Twitch staffer. It's a very good possibility that he was going to utilize his position over at Twitch to, well, take people down. Do you want to go up against something like that? Legitimately, if you already know, like we already know now what he was doing with like the talents and the NDAs and how he was allowing certain people to basically harass talents and basically spread false rumors and stuff like that behind talents' backs. Do you think that guy wouldn't potentially utilize his position over at Twitch to destroy your entire career? I don't blame anybody for being terrified of Gun Run on any of this. I don't. And we'll get more into that in another segment of all this because I'm sorry. I just don't blame people for being terrified of Gun Run and wanting to keep their mouth shut when basically their entire livelihoods are on the line. Only criminal investigations remain. Who knows what may come out of this company? I think there's more than criminal investigations. There's a lot of people that still haven't talked. Again, I know Mindset has said like, a lot of this stuff's gonna go just come out at any time and it's gonna all work itself out. Realize the people that have talked, people like Silverveil, Neanners, Iron Mouse hasn't even talked a whole lot. She's just basically broad brushed the situation. There are legal proceedings going on right now. There are other things that are going on, but back to like Neanners, Silverveil, and Vey, I can never remember her full name. The only reason those three feel more comfortable coming out and talking about it, not only is it that they believe that their NDAs are done, they've had like 2 years to mull over this. They've had, excuse me again, they've had 2 years to actually like accept what went down over at Vshojo, to cope with it and deal with it. So yeah, they're more willing to come out now and talk about what went down there. A lot of the other girls, they left a few months ago. They left last week. They still probably haven't processed everything that's going on. So give it some time. Let this process play out. We'll learn when they're ready to talk about it. We might not learn everything. That's how that system works, and it's fine. I liked Vei's voice. Yeah, Vei's still alive. She's still around.
$2.5 million in 2024. What that shows to me is a level of financial negligence that is pretty insane. And I understand that businesses are supposed to lose money the first couple years, but this business has been going since 2020, right? At this point, at some point, you have to start making calls to cut back. And I'm sorry, as an adult, and once again, as a CEO, and this guy is not a child, he's not a kid, he's an adult, you need to make adult business decisions.
There's a, we know that at least the JP branch CEO, or the JP general manager, whatever you want to call him, he did take a pay cut, but there's no evidence that any of the other upper echelons took a pay cut themselves. So that is something to take into account in all this stuff. But $2.5 million, again, that they lost. How are you losing this money? What are you spending this money on? You had $11 million. Where did it all go? Nothing's making sense and nothing's adding up. What the hell is happening?
What does that mean? Scaling back on advertising and marketing. What does that mean? Scaling back on some large events. What does that mean? Cutting back staff. If you have staff that need to be trimmed, they've got to be trimmed. What does that mean? Renegotiating splits if you have to, and then maybe you'd have to lose contracts.
Fuck off, bug.
Over that, right? Or changing terms, etc. And understanding that you led people in with an unsustainable model. And I understand that they wanted to have this model that was, oh, the talents first, and oh, we're going to do all this for them. But that wasn't the reality of how a business could operate. And they certainly were not able to operate.
I do believe you can do a talent first business. I'm confident that you can utilize this style of approach from Vshojo, make sure that your talents own their IPs and all that. The thing that you're going to have to end up doing, though, is unlike how they did have it, you need to take a cut from the revenue that they generate over on Twitch or Kick or Twitch, YouTube, whatever. You need to take some of that cut. They're your talent. You deserve some of that cut. I'm not going to lie. They weren't taking any of that cut. They were only taking it from sponsors. They were only taking it from things like that. So yes, they need to find a way to take that money, but you weren't doing that. You can utilize their IPs. Like you can probably talk to them, hey, you own the IP, but we do have the right to help with marketing, help with brand deals. And if you'd go out there and do something like on the Vshojo account, we take a larger chunk of that money. There's ways to go about doing this that still allows for talent first, but you weren't. You were retarded in it all. So you probably would have grown a whole lot slower. I'm not going to lie there. But you probably would have been at a different position and you would probably never have made it to Hololive status, but you would have at least been able to be successful and people would have still had a good look at you. You didn't.
That way for whatever reason. And we don't know exactly how their finances split out. We don't know where that money was funneling, who was getting what. I'm really, really, really curious to get those balance sheets and show exactly where they were allocating their money. And based on some reports,
we will probably get some of those balance sheets when they announce bankruptcy, because we will get some of those financial reports and some of those things. So it's going to be interesting. Do like legal mindsets head certs? I don't know what you're saying there, Ariel.
And I know that CDogVA did this. It seems like they might have been over budgeting on advertising and marketing, like in Shinjuku Station, when they should have been focusing on, paying for the talents and paying the talents at all. So there's probably some misallocation of funds. We don't know yet whether there was any true theft of funds. So we do not know yet whether they were.
Oh, his headset. I like his headset. It's not my style of headset. I like the headset I have on more. If you like that style that he has, go ahead and use it. I prefer this style, the bulkier style. just from sponsorships and merch cuts, you can easily run a talent first company for the VTubers of size of Iron. Oh yeah, 100%, but they couldn't. I also think you probably should have. Legitimately, I do think you should have taken a cut of their overall revenue. They are your talent, outright. They're your talent. You go out there, hey, you're a part of us. We get a small cut. Treat it like kind of a talent agency. Then we get a small cut. 5%. We just take 5% of your overall thing because you work for us. That makes sense. You're still talent first. You still own your IPs. You can still go out and do almost whatever the heck you want. Go ahead and do it. I don't have a problem there. But at the same time, I also have to think, what were they spending the money on? Nothing's adding up. And that's my biggest issue, is none of the finances makes any sense. Unless people weren't taking pay cuts, unless only the JP branch took a pay cut, nobody else did. Because I know the CEO came out and said he took a pay cut. Did Gunrun take a pay cut? Did anybody else take a pay cut? Did Gunrun get a raise? Shouldn't have, but that's an important thing.
Taking the funds for a completely wildly illegitimate purpose outside the business, for example, for personal gain, for buying a yacht, for buying a Ferrari, a Lamborghini. We also don't know what the compensation was for the executives. Were they taking a haircut? Were the executive officers taking a haircut at a time in which they were not paying out their contracts? That's what I want to know. And I have a...
He gets into what a haircut is in the next video that we will watch. A haircut essentially is you take a cut to your pay to pay out your talents. A good example of this was actually something that Nintendo did, and I completely forgot about this, but their former CEO, not Miyamoto, I can't remember the dude's name. God damn it, I just watched the video on this the other day. Their former CEO, like the guy who really shaped Nintendo into what it is. Miyamoto was also there, but this guy was one of the main leads. When they were taking a big financial hit, he took a massive haircut to his overall like his payout to pay everybody else. That is what a haircut is. You take a hit to your pay to pay the others. So you saw that Nintendo did that at one point in time because they were more than willing to do that because they knew they had belief in their structure. They were in a bad time. They took a cut so they could pay the people that needed to get paid. Were you willing to take that cut? Were you, Gunrun? I don't know. I need the financial information to know that.
Sneaking suspicion that they were not. But we'll see.
I don't believe him.
So even with aggressive growth, they'd still not turn a profit. Even with aggressive growth. And that's unrealistic, right? This includes plans to license out IP. What IP? See, that's the thing. They don't own the IP. So the only way they could do that is if they renegotiated the contracts to take.
Yes, Satoru Iwata. Thank you, Cloud. I was blanking on his name. Man, that dude was a king. He and Miyamoto helped make Nintendo what it is, and without him, I think we're seeing what happens without him.
Take the IP away from the talents, to remove the IP from the talents. The only way to license out IP under those contracts will be to get the permission of the talents to license out that IP. Now, a license can be terminated at any time, right? A license is not a sale, but still, that's.
Bro, I think you could put it down to just 5%. Legitimately, you have Iron Mouse saying that, hey, we're gonna take 5% of your overall revenue. Probably be able to get a whole lot. Probably be able to run your entire company a while if you have decent budgeting and money management. Just Iron Mouse alone probably could have funded that entire company. By the way, Iron Mouse ended up saying, we need you to do work. We need you to go out there. We can't live without you. So they were obviously taking her money. They were obviously doing a lot of this stuff because they needed her to perform so they could actually pay out.
That's a lot. And that is a very interesting element there with regarding the IP that they were planning to perhaps restrict or renegotiate the contracts as it relates to IP. So uses the fact they raised $1 million for charity to attract investment. Unable to confirm if it's the 500K. It probably is. It probably is.
I also think it more than likely is the 500K that they did not pay out. So if you're going around there saying, hey, we raised $1 million for charity, but you never paid it out, man, that's really going to hurt you in the ass.
10 managers, 10 talent managers, their salaries.
Actually, what makes it worse, let's say they never paid this out, but they're going around saying they raised $1 million for charity. Did they write that off? That's an important thing right there, because if they wrote that off, that's fraud. That's 100% fraud. So we're going to get more as time goes on. Don't get me wrong, guys. I do think there's going to be financial audits. I think there's going to be criminal audits because there's a lot of shit that doesn't add up. If you wrote off that you raised $1 million for charity but never paid it out, boy oh boy, you're gonna get screwed. Oh, 100%. For bigger VTubers who make 80 to 100K, they can profit off of 5 or 8%. Yeah, 100%. I think you could make. I think for all the Vshojo talents, you could have survived off of 5% of their overall revenue. There's no way in my mind that you wouldn't be able to. Those talents were so huge. They were so popular. You had some of the largest talents in the entire industry working under you. Yeah, 5% pay cut, you would have been fine.
Salaries are included within the cost of goods sold. That's, I mean, once again, there's been a lot of accountants, and shout out to all the accountants that are out there that have said this is ridiculous. Why? And I'm not an accountant, but I've read a lot of budgets, particularly corporate and government budgets. Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense to me, right? 20 to 30 employees, claims IP posts. Now, once again, I don't know whether that's way too much.
Why do you need? I think this is way too much for the company of their size. They weren't Hololive level. They were, in the perception of people, they were around Hololive. Like they were as loved as Hololive. But when you actually look at the company itself, it was not a Hololive style company. It was not a Niji style of a company. It was a very small company. It was something more akin to like Phase Connect. So you don't need 20 to 30 employees. You could probably run off of like 15. If you have this many employees right here, that's where all your money's going. Does this number right here, does this account for all the executives as well? Is this accounting for the JP branch? Is this accounting for all that other stuff that you have to deal with? Is this really where all your money was going, was the fact that you were overstaffed? Because if so, you should have cut that staff a whole long time ago.
They probably had some folks that they could look into saying, hey, look, we're not doing well. We need to work on our budget. And frankly, you know, when times are tough, you do have to cut back, and you do have to say, hey, some staff has got to go, right? Who do we have here that we can remove without hurting the talents? And from what I've heard with the, you know, from the talents in general, is that the support just wasn't really there. They weren't getting that support. So what are the talent managers and employees doing?
We'll get into some stuff with the Fall Side video, but, we know what was going on with a lot of these employees right now. We actually do. Because Gunrun was a shit CEO. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if there's worse employees than Gunrun. It doesn't matter if there was people going around doing some really heinous actions out there. It starts and stops with Gunrun. It's your leadership. If your leadership is shit, then you can't... Everything that you do outside of that, sorry. Sorry. Legitimately sorry. Your leader needs to take charge. And I'm not going to... I don't try to complain about my job. I don't like to talk a whole lot about my day job. What I can say right now is, God, if this gets out there, I'm going to get hurt. My CEO, guy who runs the company I work for, he can get on my nerves from time to time. But you want to know what I do respect about him? I'm not kidding you. This is something I really respect about my company's CEO. He'll walk out onto the floor, pick up a broom, and start sweeping. He'll work in other areas and try to figure out how to help out where he can. That's a sign of a good leader. He might get under my skin from time to time. Again, if you're watching this, I'm not trying to throw shade or anything like that. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to use you as an example here. Him walking out there and just picking up a broom and sweeping an aisle, that says a lot about who he is as a person. That tells you that they're willing to work in the grunt level just to make sure that the company runs right. That's a sign of a good leader. And what I'm seeing right here from everything about this and some of the other things I've heard about the employees, which again, we will get into tonight. Gunn was not a good leader. He was a playboy. And I don't mean like he was going around fucking girls. I mean, he was playing a leader. He wasn't an actual leader. He was a little boy trying to act like he could actually run a company when in reality he couldn't. He wanted to he was role playing the entire time. That's it. He was not a leader. He did not have the capabilities to be a leader. And because of that, a lot of fucked up shit was going on.
They were not fully supporting the talent as far as the reports I've heard go. Now, I could hear elsewise, but we'll see. Claims IP licensing will bring in 2.1 million with nothing to back up that number. That's completely speculative. The reason why
we don't even know what IP they were going to be licensing out. We don't know what they were going to be doing with what IP. They don't have IP.
They use that number is because they're trying to plug a hole here. They're trying to say, well, this is our magic bullet that's going to save us. Initially contained IRL photos of Vshojo talent, which we redacted. They were straight up doxing the talent from this. That's really to me that part of the story is absolutely nuts. And this is the part where, you know, I just think the story keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And the picture that it's painting is of a corporation that just fully was neglecting their clients for a delusion, for essentially a delusion. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'll pull up some of the slides here. Let's pull up some of the slides just so we get through that, because I just want to show you guys that some of the stuff here. Okay, so obviously
we're almost done with this.
You've got hold on, we got here. You've got some financial projections here, which we showed already. You've got Vshojo. Once again, this is January. So that executive that left 2 months ago is not going to get out of what was public knowledge in 2025. They're losing money.
Remember Mountain Dew, which we're going to talk more about Mountain Dew here in just a little bit. Mountain Dew left just 2 months ago. From January 2025. Bro, you knew what was going on there. You knew.
Money, right? So you had the financial projections there, right? And I believe here we go. I had this post here. There were doxes of talents here. Doxing.
So they blurred it out by using puppies. This is where the talents were doxed. They were giving this shit out, trying to raise revenue off of this. This is a company that deserved to go under.
Nova, crazy stuff, right? Talking about, you know, all the stuff they're going to do, which once again, don't really know it's going to happen in their projections. Not looking good at all. So really crazy stuff coming out of that. And thank you.
And I'm going to stop this one here real quick. I'm going to go solo. I'm going to turn on my background music just real quick, just to make sure that I have the next piece of this. Okay, I do have it here. So we'll go over Legal Mindset's take on this, but there was a former Vshojo employee that did come out and made a statement. Now, this statement has been ran through a multitude of translations because it was originally in Japanese. People were able to figure out that this guy was who he is because he posted this over on his LinkedIn. They backtraced it. They figured it out. He says some interesting stuff, but he's actually the guy that helped make this overall forecast and projections and stuff like this. But he is from the Japanese branch. So we're going to come over here to this video again from Legal Mindset. He goes over it a whole lot better than I could have because I'm special. I'm going to put him at 1.25. And he points out some stuff. I'm obviously probably going to give some pushback here or there because, again, Legal Mindset has one thing wrong in this entire video. The talents weren't having their Twitch or YouTube funds managed by Vshojo outside of Iron Mouse. Twitch and Vshojo, Twitch and YouTube still, all those payouts went directly to the talents. So the talents weren't completely broke. They still had the ability to live, pay bills, do all that stuff. That is one thing that Legal Mindset does get wrong in this because he still has the perception that they are holding all that money. That was only Iron Mouse that had any of that money held. But
Vshojo has more news as to their mismanagement as we're in this era of them melting down, facing serious, and I mean dead serious, legal issues, regulatory issues related to their pending bankruptcy, related to their labor claims and potential criminal activity as it relates to charity fraud. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here with Vshojo, but we have a letter from an actual employee at Vshojo. We're going to go today that was posted on LinkedIn. We've got the translated version, and this really exposes the inside mispractices, mismanagement, and issues at Vshojo. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. This is a fast facts premiere, a quick and dirty version of the latest news that gets out there to you as quickly as possible. I've been very busy personally lately, so haven't had time for the full-length streams, but I've been trying to get these fast facts out to you to get the latest and greatest news to you as quickly.
Listen, I love that you're getting the news to me as fast as possible because it makes it a whole lot easier to bring it up on the stream
as possible. So if you like that, you like these formats, please leave a comment and a like on this video. Let me know, hey, I like this, and here are my thoughts on the Vshojo issue below. All right, so let's hop into it without any further ado. Here we go. Here's your letter from Alex Kiyoshi. Now, this was originally posted in Japanese on LinkedIn. However, this is the translated version in English. I did several translations and looked at folks that were pretty skilled. I think this one is good enough. Obviously, understand that with anything that's translated anywhere into any language, there can be certain things that can be translated in multiple ways. So there's a possibility of kind of minor changes. But overall, the tune and the theme and candor of it speaks to the mismanagement at Vshojo. So let's just.
And the main reason I'm having him read this over is because even though, he might have a lazy eye, might struggle to look at it, he reads a whole lot more eloquently than I can, and that's a large amount of text on a white screen. So yeah, I'm going to have him do the heavy lifting for me on this one.
Hop right into it. I'm going to read along, and we'll stop as we're going to go. Taking this opportunity, over the past year, Vshojo has faced an extremely challenging situation involving mismanagement from upper management, which only came to light just before its closure. It's now been officially announced that Vshojo has ceased operations.
He's about to say the same thing I'm about to say. I also call bullshit. Massive bullshit. Now, I will say this dude here. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna let this dude slide because apparently he gets into like his work history and stuff. Nah, the moment any legitimate person that got into like Vshojo at all, no matter where you are, you would have 100% known that it's being mismanaged. If you actually know how businesses ran, you would have looked at this, even if you're over at the Japanese branch or whatever, you would have said something's not right here. Something's not working right. This all looks mismanaged and all that stuff. I know the Japanese branch is saying that, hey, we actually did our work for our talents. We actually tried to provide for the talents. It doesn't matter. You should have known. I call bullshit that nobody would have known. He may have a lazy eye, but you have a lazy brain. Exactly, Cloud. I'll accept that. My brain's lazy.
I want to stop there because I'm not always going to agree with Alex here. So I think that what he's saying when he says that the mismanagement from upper management only came to light just now, that is not entirely correct. I think there were people speaking out about this a year or 2 years ago. Now, they couldn't say everything. They were under threat of lawsuits. They had NDAs, etc. Even their moms have NDAs. So
there was a lot of evidence that they were being mismanaged and nobody wanted to listen to it. And I'll get into more of that.
So I know while these things may be new news for certain people, and maybe to a certain extent, this individual didn't know the full scope until the last couple months. It's now very clear, and to certain people, particularly the upper management, amongst the upper management, they knew this was going on for a year, 2 years, 3 years. They knew they had major issues. So there's a lot of culpability at the top, not just with the gun run, but certainly including the gun run. They knew this was going on for a long time, and they decided to push forward despite major issues and the inability to really turn to a profitable business. They really had no business being in business because they had no path to profitability that was realistic. So taking this opportunity. So he's saying it is now been announced that Vshojo has ceased operations. So that is true. Now, of course, they're going to need an official bankruptcy. They're going to need official filings. They're going to have a criminal investigation. So this Alex Kiyoshi fellow, he's not out of the woods. He can be investigated. There's criminal stuff that may come down, regulatory stuff, labor stuff. So he's not out of the woods despite this letter. So anyways.
I do think, how long does it take to file bankruptcy? How long does it usually take to file a bankruptcy? How? I can't speak or type. Take to file bankrupt. So within. We could end up hearing about a bankruptcy within a couple, like 90 days. So in a couple of months, maybe a month, we'll finally have the official announcement of a bankruptcy. It could be a little bit shorter than that. It could be next week. It really just depends on how long they are filing this. But it's very clear they didn't decide to shut down until last week when everything just started coming out. Talents can come under the employee on the basis of Vshojo making talents sign NDA while leaving. That's also true.
Taking this opportunity, I would like to finally speak publicly about my experiences at Vshojo and my prior role at Cover. So he's going to go into Cover Corporation, of course, a separate corporation. This post,
I will say the Cover Corporation stuff, I don't know why he brought that all in. I think that's just to help make himself like more known and try to bolster his opinions on what he's about to say because he's worked in the company the industry for so long. But that's neither here nor there.
Address misunderstandings and rumors stemming from a leaked pitch document created by Vshojo's U.S. team, which was circulating online recently. This document, by the way, I'm giving some context here, was created in January of 2025. This document led to incorrect perceptions of my role and involvement. The entertainment industry thrives on trust. I regret not only that Vshojo has lost trust of its talents and staff, but also that my name has been misrepresented in a manner inconsistent with the facts. First, let me clarify my role at Cover. I served as advisor and business planner at Cover. as accurately reflected on my LinkedIn profile. This can be verified by Cover's executives, EN team members, or the talents themselves. However, for some reason, Vshojo's materials referred to me as Gen 1 director, which is factually incorrect. The information has also led to confusion with Omega, a figure who was publicly disliked by some talents at the time. In reality, my role was to address the root of that issue.
I believe Omega was the person that was going around doxing a bunch of individuals. I'm not sure there. Correct me if I don't even know the Omega thing. I've just heard some murmurings about Omega, and nobody likes Omega.
And I was the one who led the effort to remove Omega. When I joined Cover, my primary mission was to identify and resolve issues within the overseas team. I collaborated with the CEO and CFO in strategic planning for IPO preparations, addressing challenges for EN Indonesia teams, and establishing an international business division for global expansion, because that's what Cover's been trying to do.
And let's be real fair here, they've been doing pretty well at it. I also find it based, even though the way they got to it was very sketchy and kind of troublesome. Them blocking off China is still pretty based. They don't ever want to do work in China ever again, and I like it, even though the way they got there was kind of fucked up. But it is funny at the same time. If I might play that whole drama sometime, because it is sad. It involves Kason, well, Kiria Coco at the time. It is a tragedy, but at the same time, it's so funny because they pulled out of China just before they would have gotten royally fucked over by Chinese laws.
Even after the IPO, that's the initial public offering, for those who don't know, I continued to support the overseas team as an advisor. So you can continue as an advisor for pretty much forever. And also sometimes as an advisor, you can work for other companies. Mind you, that can be true. So by the way, him saying he worked as an advisor wouldn't necessarily get him out of working for other people or taking on independent work necessarily in and of itself. Now the Cover Corporation, aka HoloLive contract might, but not in and of itself legally.
And that's the only distinction to know why he could work over at Cover and also over at Vshojo, because they are competitors. Contracts.
Let's continue. During my 3 years at Cover while working at large-scale projects, I faced a significant decision, whether to relocate to the U.S. for establishment of a new brand or choose a new path. At that time, I received an offer from Vshojo to remain in Japan because he liked Japan. Due to personal circumstances, I chose that option. He probably had a family, wife, mother, father, friends, something like that. I mean,
I think he is Japanese of descent. He might be named Alex, but I think he is Japanese. If I'm going to take a gamble on all this, instead of relocating, he's already in Japan. Worked for Cover Corps, helped to establish a bunch of stuff. I'm willing to bet he's Japanese.
That's a legitimate decision to stay behind in Japan. Regrettably, that decision turned out to be a significant mistake. That said, working with Vshojo's Japan team was incredibly meaningful and proud experience. Despite being a small team, we operated with high efficiency, generated profits, and successfully launched a VTuber group, Nova. Although the company no longer exists, I, along with all the other former Japanese staff, am fully committed to supporting Nova and the Japanese talents so they continue their activities. I want to make something very clear here. This is a big confusion, and to be honest, I am going to give a little pushback on him here. There is no distinction between the legal distinction between the JP branch and the EN branch. This is an internal distinction, which makes no difference legally, financially, etc. Vshojo wasn't making a profit. He wasn't making a profit. Just because the talents he micromanaged within the corporation were making a profit does not make the corporation at all profitable. And the liability overall falls on the corporation as a whole because they're not legally distinct. There is no legally separate Japanese branch. They cannot split that off legally. They cannot spin that off. That's practically impossible, legally impossible. So he was not profitable. Just because his people he managed personally were does not mean the corporation overall was. So that distinction is an internal distinction, which makes no difference at all whatsoever. When the bankruptcy court comes in, they're not going to say, oh, yeah, well, the JP people were profitable and the EN weren't. No, they don't care. They look at overall assets and liabilities. And as we know, Vshojo had a huge problem putting things in the right category. They were putting, fees for talents under cost of goods, which is insane.
We also know that if you actually take a look at how the Japanese branch was being managed, yes, the CEO even came out and said that we don't actually have a good overall look at how the company is running, their finances or anything like that. Their perspective, okay, the Japanese side's perspective was that they were profitable because the Japanese side was managing to make a profit. Even if they didn't know what the overall profit was, they knew that the Japanese side was turning a profit, even if the company in general wasn't. Because how the Japanese side was working, they, sorry, I have an itch on my foot. The Japanese side would actually get like, this is what we need you to do. This is how much we have. They were bringing in more money. They thought from their perspective that they were succeeding. In reality, they weren't. But on top of that, we also have evidence that the JP side was actually trying to help out their talents There's a lot of people that have come out and said that yes, the JP side was working really hard with us. They didn't see any of this actually coming. They didn't realize how bad it really was until just recently. So that does make some sense. At the same time, yes, he's right. There's no legal distinction here. Just because the JP side was doing well doesn't mean that the overall company was doing well.
So let's continue here. So let me go here. The events that affected Vshojo's talents, including Iron Mouse, came as a major shock to the
Oh, that sucks. So basically, EN was bleeding money, and they were pulling friends from JP to cover EN. More than likely, that is the case. We also know that EN essentially paid out JP. So EN gave JP, and this comes from the actual CEO of the JP branch, which is just a general manager. He's openly said on Case on Stream that they got essentially a fund. Every so often they got a budget. Okay, they got this amount of money. This is what they can do with it. They were pulling in more money. They were making more money. They were exceeding their they weren't exceeding their budgets. They were being able to make a profit and actually turn stuff around and work really hard. But it's very clear that even though they got this budget, from their perspective, when they looked at the books, they were making a profit, but they didn't have access to the overall books. And it does look like EN was stealing from JP to pay himself. We also have some evidence that EN was stealing from, other talents to pay for themselves. So
the Japanese team as well. We are completely unaware of the internal situation until recently. Well, now, obviously, I will say this in his defense. I do think he's not in charge of finances. So I don't think this man was in charge of the financing or the accounting, because that would be weird. He's more like a JP assistant manager, of the JP branch. So that wouldn't be in charge of the overall financial. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt there. Now, that there could come up something that would change my mind on that. We could get further discovery or evidence that makes him culpable. But for now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt.
What I'm going to end up saying, again, I think he didn't have, nobody at JP had access to the overall books. Nobody at JP were able to actually know what was going on at the overall company. They only had access to their books. Overall company had access to JP books, but they didn't have access to the overall books. And again, that is bolstered by a Case on Stream.
Going on, we're unaware of the situation. Financial management was entirely under control of the U.S. headquarters, which I would agree. And neither the Japan branch president, there was no real branch, remember this is an internal distinction, nor I were informed that payments to Japan-based talents were outstanding. This part, I don't believe. I believe the talents probably complained to him. This, I think, is the lie. I think the talents probably told him that they're not getting paid. If he's in charge of the talents probably at some point told him they're not getting paid. Hey, we're not getting paid. They probably told somebody or somebody under him they're not getting paid. I think that's not true.
I'm willing to bet they probably told somebody under them that they weren't getting paid, and instead of going to their manager, again, air quotes around all that stuff, they went to the EM branch. They went to the source of the revenue, and they never got told anything. So if I could take him at his word that he didn't know. At the same time, I could also be like, you're the manager, though. You're one of the managers over there. Shouldn't you have known? You helped lead a lot of this stuff. Shouldn't they have come to you? If you didn't get told any of this, and like one of the other people were being told this, they didn't come to you with this information. Why didn't they come to you to this information? And again, massive failure of leadership all across the board. Even though the JP branch is shown to have actually cared about their employees and tried to do hard for their employees or their talents, it's very clear leadership was shit.
I think that's not true. We are deeply frustrated such a decision was made despite the ability to pay those payments. I initially joined Vshojo to assist with fundraising efforts, but during investment negotiations, I grew suspicious when critical financial documents were not provided by upper management. That is a huge red flag. In hindsight, I now understand that this is intentionally concealed. From early on, there were numerous concerns about the company's management, and the Japan branch president and I were exploring the possibility of operational separation, but it was already too late. I feel profound disappointment regarding the series of events at Vshojo. At the same time, it will continue to provide as such support as possible to ensure that former talents can continue their activities with peace of mind. Thank you for reading this to the end. Please feel free to reach out with concerns and questions. Alex Kiyoshi.
I also think I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, because we hear nothing but like good things from the JP branch. I am sitting here and wondering if whether or not the JP branch will try to actually like spin off and do their own thing after the fact, and of course, and probably not be called Vshojo anymore, because I've heard good things from the JP branch. I've heard the JP branch actually cared. I'm wondering if maybe or not they will make like a new thing, like not Vshojo, but like a new company altogether, be like, hey, we're going to continue managing our people because we like our people and we're really trying to work hard with our people. That might be a thing that actually happens. I don't know yet. Don't quote me on this. It is something, though, that I could see potentially happening, because even when I was listening to the case on stream, when I'm hearing this, when I'm hearing everything good coming out about the JB branch, there's something telling me that they really do want to actually continue doing their work, especially with those particular talents. So I could see that potentially being a thing. They make a company named Not to Vshojo. Yeah, pretty much. The girl group got the stick. Yeah.
Well, Alex, my question to you is, are you willing to give up your salary and pay back some of those talents? Because
and here's the thing. I see where I agree what Legal Mindset is saying here. Were you willing to do this? We do know, again, from the CEO, they did take a pay cut. They did take a pay cut. Don't know how far across. I don't know if it was just the JP, CEO, manager, whatever the fuck you want to call him. If it was just him that took a pay cut, or if it was everybody that took a pay cut. Because we don't know how these finances work. The Legal Mindset is asking a very, very, very good question right here, because if he didn't take a pay cut, why the fuck didn't you take a pay cut? Because your manager did. Why didn't you? So these are questions that do need to be asked.
If you feel responsible for the Japanese branch, if you're really somebody who feels personally responsible, what skin is in the game for you, Alex? Why don't you give them some of your money? Why don't you turn over some of that to the talents? Because obviously you're getting paid when they weren't. Everybody at that corporation should have taken a haircut, including you. So I don't let Alex off the hook here. I don't give Alex a free pass. I think, yes, upper management is responsible as well, but there are things they could have done. Certainly, if the talents were telling him, hey, we're not getting paid, and I'm sure at a certain...
I'm willing to agree with that, Owen, bro. I'm willing to agree that JP, I think, is the only people that actually took a massive pay cut, because all the signs I keep saying is the JP branch was really trying. But not having access to the full books, they didn't know how hard they needed to try.
Point, he knew they weren't getting paid, because I'm sure they were telling people that were close to them they weren't getting paid. That's going to be something that's a big deal. You got to take a haircut on that. And by the way, some people don't know the term haircut. Haircut means a reduction, right? So your salary is, $100,000 a year. You're going to say, hey, I'm going to give up $25,000 to pay the talents that are under me. And that's going to personally go to them instead of me taking that salary. If you're really responsible, you want to step up, put up or shut up. And that's my personal thing. And of course, I believe the gun run should have been taking a pay cut. I believe the upper COO should be taking a haircut as well, should be taking a reduction and paying that to the talents. That's true responsibility. And I've seen that happen at corporations. I've seen that happen at major corporations. It's not.
Again, I utilize the Nintendo example. We saw it happen over at Nintendo. We've seen this happen a whole lot of times. Other companies have done this. It's not out of the realm of possibility. We know that they're capable of doing this. They should have done it.
Not impossible. It's not difficult. And it's still possible now if you really wanted to make it right. Or even better, if you don't want to pay the talents, donate to the Immune Deficiency Fund. There you go. Or foundation, right? Iron Mouse's charity. Donate to them. Show some skin in the game that you feel responsible and culpable for this. And you know that something wrong went on. And it was wrong that you were being paid when these talents were going without a dollar in the bank account. And of course, these talents are often young and often people that are exploited in the job market, and certainly were exploited by Vshojo. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will
I'm gonna pull him down real quick because we have more videos to go over. I also agree with this. So many of our talents nowadays are getting basically screwed over. They're getting exploited. They're being treated like they're complete and total dirt. I'm gonna try to do that, Alf. It really just depends on the news right now. I'm working on that for us to play tomorrow. But right now, it's not the first time we've heard that the talents are being exploited. We're seeing this more and more, that talents are just getting exploited. And this is part of the thing with VTubing and some of these agencies. They're purposely targeting younger, impressionable girls so that they can sign them on. Again, what happened when they tried to sign on Try Lily? What happened? They got BTFO'd because they weren't willing to back up a massive truck. They got fucking BTFO'd because they weren't willing to work around Shy Lily's demands. Shy Lily was somebody that they would have wanted at the time, but they weren't willing to do that. Simultaneously, when Shy Lily was willing to play ball with them back before, they looked the other way because she wasn't that big of a talent back then. She wasn't somebody super important. Why do we need her? We have all these people. Now, when she's super important, you want to add her to your roster. You want her to be a part of this. Going through negotiations, you weren't willing to play ball. You weren't willing to play ball. And that's because they want to manipulate you. Again, we heard some of the things from Shy Lily's stuff. Legal Mindsets talked about some of the stuff there. They want the younger, more impressionable people that aren't convinced that they need to go talk to a lawyer every time a contract shows up or every time an NDA comes out. They want the people that aren't going to go talk to a lawyer and want to think that they can handle this all on their own, because every time they bring in a lawyer, they realize, oh my God, this is all shit. They want that on purpose. That's how it's designed. But furthermore, backing to more of the how the business was run, we're not going to go all the way through this, okay? This is a very long video from Fall Side. We're just going to get to about the 6-minute mark. About the 6-minute mark, yeah. Because then he starts talking about the same stuff that we've already talked about. There's a few other things I still have to... here, before we go into that, here's this. From our culture. Then we'll get into the Vshojo thing. Actually, no, let's do Fall Side, then we'll get into that. Because he'll go into our culture, but I want to do our culture myself just because that's very interesting. So we're only going to try to get about 6 minutes. Because there is... the start of this further explains just how bad the management was.
One of their talents regarding significant funds unpaid and even possibly embezzlement of charity funds. Much of the initial criticism levied at the Gun Run, CEO of Vshojo. This once longtime Twitch.tv employee having his global emote removed from the platform, alongside being removed as a moderator on the Vshojo subreddit. Former member of Vshojo, Silvervale, responding to their account with, "How did you not know? How could you betray the people that trusted you the most and think anyone would believe this garbage? You ruined lives."
Some of these before we went over, obviously. He's going to hit some of these things, but it's really important to get through this to get to Mountain Dew, the CEO that quit 2 months ago.
I hope the money gets repaid, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. You're a disgrace and a disappointment. This all while, over the weekend, more attention has been paid to their former CTO and CMO, Mountain Dew.
By the way, I feel like I've seen stuff from Mountain Dew or Mountain Dew before, like something here. I feel like I've seen this entire account before during another controversy. I still don't remember it though, and that's what's really bothering me is he looks familiar, but I have no fucking idea if he is familiar.
Originally exiting the company back on May 14th, and this time last week reacting to the revelations about Vshojo simply with this tweet. "Nah bro, what the absolute F at the Gun Run." This tweet now being community noted, saying this user was also included in many of Vshojo's mismanagement issues and has been called out for harassing talents. This initial call out coming from former Vshojo member Vebe, remarking, "Mountain Dew got reprimanded for being creepy to us, got told not to message us privately. Alongside, I have proof from other streamers attending their IRL parties that Mountain Dew would actively S-talk me after I left the company. Don't know why you're acting innocent on Twitter."
Have a good night, bro. Hopefully see you tomorrow when I'm streaming either more Vshojo stuff. Really just depends on what happens today. Or any color stuff. Or I'm playing with Alf.
Twitter, pretending you weren't aware of anything. Can't wait to see all the S that comes out about you because there's loads, but those aren't my stories to tell. This being backed up by another former Vshojo member, Natasha Yanners, saying, "Mountain Dew had the audacity to talk S about you to my face at a party the year that we all left, and painted you," that being Vebe, "as some kind of conniving, greedy, mean girl." Yanners later adding, "He is a creepy mother effer. There's a lot more obviously, but a lot of it is also not my story to tell." This as, over the past week, others have come forward remark.
I will say, Vebe did come out and post a tweet that I'm going to advise her to go talk to a lawyer. That was a very questionable tweet at best, and some of the accusations that she kind of, it was an open-ended tweet about Mountain Dew, and it was, it sparked a lot of people commenting and reacting and making statements and saying like, don't do this. Because it did kind of spark some interesting things. And it's like, yeah, maybe go talk to a lawyer because you might have just defamed a man without realizing that you defamed a man. So be very careful.
How this particular CMO and CTO of Vshojo at various convention parties would attempt to force partygoers either into drinking more and more or also attempting to have them use illicit drugs with him, making this particular tweet from October 17th of 2024 not age well in the eyes of many viewers. Reacting to Vebe, we have Amelie also.
There's also been reports that Mountain Dew didn't ever want to work, didn't ever want to actually do a whole lot of stuff, and that's going to be important because as we move on, we're going to see how Vshojo responded to him not wanting to actually do work.
So of Vshojo saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." Fruit replying, "WTF, it just keeps getting worse." As Shy Lily would respond to Bebe saying, "What the F does one even say to all this? So driven by malice, greed, and ego, absolutely disgusting." Well, next up we have the artist Lynn tweeting out, "Hi, I left in January for Blue Sky and I'm not coming back, but this is about Vshojo and Mountain Dew specifically. I considered him my friend for years before he co-founded Vshojo and also worked for Vshojo as a merch/asset artist for most of their existence. I'm effing disgusted." Saying this is how he felt about himself. These are DMs from before Vshojo. Mountain saying to this artist,
I did have this tweet, but I lost it, so I would have pulled it up myself. But so many bookmarks.
"Artist, if someone pisses me off, I'll do some Metal Gear Solid as like trickery and get like 10 people they follow to all make fake fan art of like the Juice Monster or something to see if we can bait them." Lynn also saying about Gun Run, he was very unprofessional and flaky to work with. Super late payments all the time. "I designed the Vshojo 3D chibi models, then modeled by Seafoam Boy. I was asked not to use my style and instead to make it look like Wolfie's, the artist who designed the small Hololives." Furlong, good friend of
And we're going to hear more and more of this flaky nature, because then we get this. This is the really interesting part about this. I half expected him to say the dude tried to SA a woman. We don't know everything yet, Cloud. Here, let me see if I can find the Vebe tweet. Give me a second. No, I just had it there. Give me a second. Because if you want to see what I'm talking about on how it still exists, she might have down right. Seriously, she should have, because it was not good. She might have taken it down. Let me double check replies. Yes, she took it down. So she tweeted out a picture of Kendrick Lamar, singing the You Know What song in response to Mountain Dew. And her taking it down, that's a smart move. Wait, was it Vebe or was it Neanners? Let me double check Neanners real quick. It was one of the two. That's what I can remember. I think it was Vebe, because Vebe was going off, but Natasha Nanners. Let me double check. I would rather be safe than sorry. God damn, Nanners. You tweet like a 14-year-old girl. No, not going to be on Nanners, because it would have been before that. Let me double check replies. I remember it was one of them. I think it was Vebe and not Neanners. Yeah, it would have been Bebe, but I don't see the tweet anymore. She took it down, and I'm going to also say yet again, that was the right move, because keeping that tweet up would have been incredibly bad. Did you just say Neanners talks like a 14-year-old? No, it's tweets like a 14-year-old. But like there's accusations of some real shit going on with Mountain Dew, so we don't know.
Of the Gun Run for over 20 years, DJ Wheat would take to stream over the weekend, explaining how Gun Run had approached him back in 2022 to be the COO of Vshojo. DJ Wheat very confused at the time, as Vshojo already had a COO, then finding that two particular individuals within Vshojo, but with high positions in DJ Wheat's view, did not deserve their titles.
So this is the thing. He was being asked to come in to be COO while Mountain Dew was COO. And this is a big fucking thing right here.
Right around when Vshojo did their first major raise. This was, hey, we put the work in. We now can really build the agency that we want to build. There was a soft offer to join as Vshojo as COO. And I was like, hey, what's this person do? Why do you need a COO if you have a COO? I never really got a good answer. And so at one point there was a conversation with Gunrun and me and these other two individuals. And it became very clear to me that not only were these two individuals that were not gun run, like not only were they not worthy of the titles that they held, I also got the indication that they didn't want to do jack shit, and they just wanted to be able to tap into this money that has now been raised. It got to the point where I was like, I would never take this job unless something is done about these two individuals.
Vshojo also.
So that's very interesting, because we have heard from several of the girls that there was employees that did jack shit, sat in Discord VA all day long playing video games. We now have from DJ Wheat, or whatever the heck his name was, these people were only really there to siphon off from the money that was being raised. We're starting to see a pattern here. Gunrun wasn't a leader. He allowed individuals, okay, to do jack fucking shit and just siphon off money from the entire company. I know everybody wants to say it's not just Gunrun. The reason I always lay this at the feet of Gunrun was he was the leader. He was the CEO. He was in charge. It stops and starts with him. Friends and not business partners, exactly, Ariel. Okay? Doesn't matter if Mountain Dew was shit, okay? This isn't just Mountain Dew can be a piece of shit and rightfully needs to be called out and dragged through the mud, rightfully so. That being said, at the end of the day, Gunrun holds more accountability and more responsibility because he was at the top. He was in charge. He was important to be talked about. He needed to come in and lay down the law, and he never did. Now you know, we already have evidence that Mountain Dew was doing shit. We already know Mountain Dew wasn't going out there doing any work. It was just sitting in voice chat playing video games all day. We had multiple people come out and corroborate this exact point. We now hear they wanted to hire another CEO because he wasn't doing shit. Mountain Dew wasn't doing shit, so they wanted to hire another COO. No, fire your CEO. Fire him. Why keep him around at all? Somebody calls himself Mountain Dew. Yes. Like mountain something like that. I don't remember how he spelled it. It's essentially Mountain Dew. It's like Mountain Dew.
Involved with the failed Vstream platform. Weevil here giving us a fun fact. Vshojo was in talks with Vstream to establish a Twitter-like platform for VTubers before Vstream went under. Richard,
why the heck would you try to do a Twitter-like for VTubers? Just use Twitter. Why try to make another Twitter just for VTubers? This is one of those things like alt tech. Listen, alt tech is cool and all, but until Twitter goes bankrupt, you're not going to replace Twitter. Same thing with Blue Sky. Same thing with a lot of stuff. You're never going to replace Twitter. Twitter's first in, best dressed.
Here saying, only thing I'll say about Vshojo is that while they never withheld any payments from me personally, I went on to recommend other musician friends of mine to work for them as an apparently good company, who were then apparently left unpaid. Feels gross. Vienna reacting to all of this, saying, it's killing me to see how many people come up with this genius idea of using VTubers as an infinite money glitch, realizing they have no clue what they're doing, then F off at maximum damage.
I mean, yeah. If you think about it, yeah. I've heard a lot of people say it's an infinite money glitch. It's a good way to make money. Tapping into this resource, there's a lot of money to be made. It makes sense. Doesn't mean that it's not work and that you need to actually perform and you need to manage your company correctly. Honestly, if Vshojo just managed the company correctly, we wouldn't be in this mess. And yes, it would have been an infinite money glitch. Legitimately, it would have just kept producing money over money over money. You not producing the money and mismanaging your company entirely is the reason you didn't make money. Jesus Christ.
We've seen this how many times now? Shoto also weighing in, this and the situation with Copia merch is the exact reason why so many creators are afraid to put their trust in these companies. Just letting your funds deplete further and further while not being transparent and truthful with your talents while pretending all is fine is the fastest way to lose any sort of good faith with anyone in the community. It's disappointing and upsetting that your poor leadership led to Vshojo failing as much as it did. None of my friends deserve this slap in the face from people they wanted to put their heart and trust into. F you. Next up, we have Addison, stating alongside Leia.
And now we've already seen this part, so I'm not going to get too deep into that. I wanted that main like first little bit. There is some other people that have come out and talked about this, but that gets us over into this tweet from Ara, and I'm going to turn my background music back on. But this was another thing that came out. So this is Ara Culture, somebody that worked with Vshojo. You can see it right there. I just realized I was never under contract with Vshojo, so I can say whatever I want. I think it's fair that I share my own experience as well. While it wasn't nearly as intense or harmful as what others have gone through, it still left a lasting impression on me. A while back, I took a step outside my comfort zone and began exploring my first official collaboration with a company. Up until then, I had worked almost exclusively with indie creators, so this was a big shift for me. That company was Vshojo, and I genuinely wanted to work with the incredible talents they represented. I spent several months and thousands of dollars of my own money developing ideas and even producing physical merch samples to pitch. One of the first major concepts I brought to them was a collaboration with K Naikuro. I decided and produced a full render with our small team and even a real jacket based on his look. To my surprise and excitement, the team really liked it. Meetings were progressing and things seemed promising. That's when the real disappointment hit. Instead of pursuing a partnership, I was offered a buyout. They wanted to purchase my design and asked for my supplier info. It stung. I poured so much time, effort, and personal investment into this because I believed in the potential of a real collaboration, not just transaction, but I was desperate not to let all my work go to waste, so I reluctantly agreed. Get lawyers involved. They just bought you out. They bought you out. Get lawyers involved, because obviously it all went to the wayside. I think I can say this enough. Get lawyers involved. And then nothing came of it. They bought you out. They bought your idea. They bought out all the stuff that you wanted to do. Where is it? Where is it? Nowhere. Get lawyers. Lawyer the fuck up. I attend a lot of conventions, so at one point I ran into someone from Vshojo and was able to show them the jacket. They wore it all day at the con. It felt like a huge win to have my work seen and appreciated, but when I followed up, I was told to go through the same channels again, which I did, hoping for a breakthrough. I continued trying. I pitched additional ideas. I even had full drop concepts prepared for Zentreya, Melody, Michi, Iron Mouse, and Amelie, but over time it became painfully clear that there was no real path forward for me with Vshojo. To this day, I still have all the unreleased drafts, and Takuro, I still have the physical jacket that was originally made for you. If you'd ever like to have it or just see it, I'd be honored to send it your way. I want to make it clear I don't hold any resentment towards the staff. In fact, I'm very grateful for clarification I would later receive. Looking back, it just feels like the core of Vshojo's structure was flawed, especially for creators and staff trying to genuinely build something together. Maybe someday I'll still get the chance to work directly with some of you. Until then, I'll keep creating. My DMs are open. You get the idea there. So you had a really good idea there. You had something really good going for you. You had something really good. Somebody who's willing to work with you, help with not free marketing, but pseudo marketing, good marketing right there. Helps out your talent, helps out the people that you like, helps out everybody involved here. And when you saw the idea, you bought it out and you did shit with it. I'd like to see the look. I'd like to see the design. Kuro's not one of my favorite people over at Vshojo. No knock on him, just not my cup of tea there. I would have liked to look at the jacket because I've seen his colors. His colors are cool. I like his colors. I like his design, just not my type. I would like to see a jacket. I probably would have bought the jacket, and guess what? That would have brought in revenue for the company. Yeah, but 2020 again, young person, do not think about lawyers. It is one of those things, unfortunately, you have one's have/need to go through. Yeah. Get your lawyers involved. And a lot of this, we're hearing a lot of comments and talk about a lot of the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, a lot of the communications, a lot of the call outs, a lot of this going on back and forth. Brings me to this, and I know I went over these actual tweets, like Camilla's tweet, I believe Sunday I went over all this, but we talked about Camilla's tweet, obviously, and I want to bring us over here. We have Evan Ito, okay? Evan Ito actually, at one point in time, said this on stream. You have Ozahara bringing this up. He has talked a lot about what was going on. He talks a lot about VTubers and some of the VTuber corpos because he was in this thing, and he has seen a lot of shit. He hinted at people getting paid hush money. He's hinted about a lot of dirty shit going on behind the scenes. But Evan here quote tweeted Camila, saying the Vshojo hush money was a wild arc to live through. So glad it's now public knowledge. So obviously he was aware of it. Okay, and I'm bringing this up for a very specific reason. So we talked about it. Gunrun being highly connected to Twitch. You're dealing with highly influential individuals here in this sphere. One wrong move, your entire career is done. We're going to come back to that, okay? We're going to come back to that because we got this. This is from Expert Armchair 1, and it's a long thing, but he is quote tweeting Evan right here, but he tweeted this out. Controversial take. We should start shaming people for only speaking up about exploitative practices in this industry after a major disaster has already happened. Now, I understand why some people would be agreeing with this, but we're going to keep going forward before you guys go like, yes, let's agree, let's go. Because there's more to this. The talent who managed to get through the final stage of the audition process have a valid reason for saying nothing at the time. They likely would have been blacklisted from every corpo in the industry. Many of them have still expressed a desire to join a corpo at some point in the future, even in spite of their experiences. So their hesitance is completely understandable. So it's okay for them to hesitate. It's not okay for other people to hesitate to want to call out one of the largest VTubing companies in the entire world for bad practices, even knowing that they have all these connections to everybody that can ruin your actual career and your life. Make that make sense. It's okay for these people to do it, not okay for you. Make it make sense. We understand how powerful of an agency this is. Make this make sense. VTuber adjacent people and those already on the inside have no such excuse. Yes, they do. Actually, they do. If they're on the inside, NDAs. Legally, you can't speak out. So trying to say that you should have spoken up, no, they can't. Or else they get sued into oblivion. VTuber adjacent people, okay, just because he's a flesh tuber and a person of the flesh, he works within the industry in general. Really think that's a smart idea to come out here and badmouth a mega corporation? You really think that's a good idea? Understanding that they could crush you in an instant? Think that's a smart idea? Especially with how tight-knit the VTuber industry is. They will come to the defense of it. And again, I want you to remember that. Coming to the defense. As soon as Gunrun announced that the company was shutting down, some of the ex-talents came out to publicly confirm that there were members of staff who were caught leaking confidential information. Giga even went so far as to say that they know who these staff were. No one has saw fit to share when said staff was hired or what their aliases were/are until more information comes out. Everyone is suspect. I agree with that. Here's the thing. Only reason people are willing to come out now is because the company's not going to destroy them. Still talk to your lawyer. Mega corporation. Ties everywhere. You want to risk it. You want to risk it. Sad reality of the world. According to the recently leaked slide doc, by October 2024, up to 10,000 people auditioned for Vshojo under the impression that it was a legitimate company. That's up to 10,000 people who have now had their information possibly compromised. That's true. That's up to 10,000 people who walked into a building that others knew was burning. At the end of the day, the only thing that makes Vshojo's collapse any different from the 24 other corpo implosions of the past year alone are the people that got burned. Yes. Let's be fair here. Yes. What do you want people to do about it? NDA's up the wazoo. Silvervale's mother had an NDA. What do you want them to do about it? Risk in their entire life going up against a corpo with ties everywhere? You want them to speak up? And just because 10,000 people went through the entire process, do they know that all 10,000 people got fucked over for one other person? Do they? Are they aware of that? Probably not. You gotta use this stuff in your head. You gotta use this brain thing here. Gotta use what's going on in your noggin in order to think this stuff through. Okay. Yes, the admission to charity fraud and embezzlement is shocking, but dying companies cooking the books and stealing from people is to be expected. Is it? Is it expected for a dying company to steal from people and cook the books? I don't think it is. I think it's expected that a dying company shows off that it's a dying company and accepts that it's a dying company. Thinking that it's okay for a company to do this is retarded. He's not saying that it's okay, but at the same time expecting that, god damn, you're nihilistic as fuss. Yes, company staff leaking sensitive information about talents is shocking, but it's hardly the first time it's happened. Yeah, and it should stop. The moment it happens, you should destroy that person legally. No, just saying, well, it's the first time that has happened. No, legally it should be destroyed. Should be destroyed legally. Called out, dragged to the mud. Every time that happens. And it won't stop happening until the staff in question have had their public standing crippled to the extent that no one in the industry would ever think of hiring them again. Here's the thing, though. Actually, partially to your point, if people don't talk about it, they can't do anything, but simultaneously, they're incapable of talking. They're incapable of saying shit. There's legal avenues to do this. They're fucked. What do you want them to do? Go to jail? This goes to my overall NDA point. People that come out here and say, break your NDA, you should be prepared to pay for their lawsuits. You should be prepared to do all that. Everyone's glad when things become public knowledge, but no one wants to risk being ostracized for informing the public in the first place because, yeah. Do you blame them? Again, mega corporation, your entire life. Do you want to wage that battle? How many other people are going to come raise up their head with you? Do you want to risk that? Yes, the only reason people came out now was because Iron Mouse spoke up, the largest person. Sad but true. If I come out here, okay, statics in chat and everything like this. If I come out here and go like, the truth is about Weekend Pregame is Static forcibly makes us watch the cringe because he is an evil person and just wants to destroy us and feeds off of our suffering and pain. I bring this up. Does that mean everybody else is going to join me? Does that mean everybody else is going to call him out? No. I'm willing to stand up, but that doesn't mean everybody else will. So when you're going up against a mega corporation, everybody else is under NDAs or have all these other standings that have the potential for their entire life to get destroyed. Do you think they're going to stand up too? There's power dynamics at play here. There's other things at play here. It's not as simple as just speak up. Take this all as it is. Yes, this guy does want them to do it. Yeah. A lot of people want these people to come out here and break their NDAs, not caring about what actually goes on after breaking the NDA. I do. I actually care what happens after I break an NDA. And if you want me to break that NDA, you better be prepared to financially support me through the legal process and everything. If you're not, then fuck off. I'm going to say it multiple times. If I ever have an NDA that I can break and people want me to break, you better be prepared to help me financially through the legal system. If you're not, you can kiss my fat ass. I'll make sure to both fart and make sure I had a long, sweaty day so you can kiss it even harder. Does this guy not have a clue or something? No, these people are, again, these people don't understand this stuff. They just want to know everything. And then they want to say, the moment this stuff comes out that you knew the whole time you didn't say anything. They want to just guilt everybody. Okay. Why did it take Iron Mouse coming out about embezzlement before people started acknowledging that Vshojo's alleged generosities towards its talent didn't add up and how much they were spending? Because Iron Mouse was the largest. Iron Mouse was willing to put her neck out on the line, but also probably had her I's dotted and her T's crossed to understand that legally she could do this. That's why it took so long, because even Iron Mouse was under an NDA. She even specifically said lawyers. Everybody said lawyers, lawyers, lawyers. And knowing that the company is finally going under, that is what allowed people to actually come out and talk about it. Because again, power dynamics, serious power dynamics were at play here. To be honest, if Charity, so the Charity didn't say anything to Mousy. Mousy found out by looking over her books. That's how Mousy found out about it. It wasn't the Charity that said anything, it was Mousy. So Mousy taking the step to try to actually take control of her own life, that's the only reason people ended up finding out about this stuff. Seriously. And so we know that lawyers were involved. We're not dealing with, we're dealing with people on par of Disney here. And I'm not saying they're like Disney or equal to Disney. I'm bringing this as like a Disney perspective. One employee coming out and speaking out about Disney, even if they're under NDA, Disney's gonna fucking bone you right in the asshole until the break of dawn. Because power dynamics. But a mega employee, somebody like Gina Carano, comes out here and starts talking up about Disney and starts suing Disney, then you can get some stuff going on, because power is everything in all this. It sucks to say it, but it's the truth. Vshojo alleged. Why did it take Zen replying to Gunrun's statement for people to acknowledge that Vshojo has always had a policy of throwing talent under the bus by using them as PR meat shields? Nobody actually knew that. Again, who was the last people? Who was the last people to actually have these situations go on? Oh yeah, not Zendrea. It was Silvervale. And NDAs were involved. Oh, I wonder why they couldn't do shit. Even as early as their controversy with Nux, why did it take Sayo and Mint coming forward with the fact that they had individually been consulted by Vshojo for branding ideas before people were willing to say that Vshojo had no unified company and identity and or consistent marketing language, and were just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks? NDAs. Some people thought it was actually getting better. Nobody knew what was actually going on. And the people that did know that was actually going on, again, NDAs, or they wanted to hide it. The actual people that wanted to hide it, like the employees, the actual bad actors, the people that were involved with the throwing the shit at the wall. Like, sometimes not everybody knows everything that's going on. This goes right back to over Shy Lily. Just because Shy Lily had a bad contract and said no to it because it was highway robbery doesn't mean that everybody else had the same exact contract or didn't have their ability to make the contract work out for them. Like, little brain cells rubbing together. Just a little. So this little effer is basically blaming the girls just as much as the gun run. He's blaming everybody that's coming out and talking now. And we'll get into this. Okay, we'll get into this. So just stop. Not stop, but keep the talking. Why did it take Camila making a whole ass song about how she and the others were strung along by the company after that first round of auditions before people were finally willing to acknowledge the elephant in the room that was Vshojo's nepotistic hiring practices? That's not true. It wasn't Camila that did that. Buff Puff started. There was Shoto, Quinn Bennett, There were several people that came out before Camila to talk about this. So you're lying right there. You're full-fledged lying. There's been several people talking about this action. In fact, Yuzu came out and talked about this. Several fucking people have talked about this. Don't say it was Camila when it was Buff Pup. Buff Pup was the first one that I saw that did it. When Bennett was the second, there was other people that were speaking up. Don't throw that at Camila when you're factually wrong there. If people in the industry actually want to change for the better, then instead of just stigmatizing people for pointing out the obvious before it's fashionable to do so, perhaps we should stigmatize people for only coming out to crow about things that others have already taken the risk of exposing or contextualizing. You can either tell a story that isn't yours to tell, or you can allow more people to become a part of that story. The choice is yours. Not all stories are yours to tell. Not all situations are yours to vocalize. Doesn't mean that person is ready for that blowback. Doesn't mean that person is ready to talk about it. Just because there's a story that isn't yours to tell doesn't mean that other person is ready to talk about that story. There's a lot of stories that I know about that I'm not allowed to talk about because it's not mine to tell. It's other people's to tell. Cloud. But this tweet, we come over here to Rosie who responded to it, and I like what Rosie says here. There are talents who had NDAs so couldn't speak up. There were people who legitimately did not know, including Mousy, until personally looking into her own finances. I think it isn't good to attack victims. We lose productivity when we know the company was doing things to prevent that. And I agree, but furthermore, remember, he was tweeting Evan right here. Okay, remember that. Bring us over here to this. Now, this is actually in response to this tweet, but he had a response to that tweet saying, "And why didn't you say anything until now? Scared you get ostracized like Zion did 2 years ago? Coward, both you and Camila." I'm not even mad, bro, but legit get off my dick real quick. I tried telling people years ago about a lot of problems in the VTuber community is facing now in the corporate sphere across several different companies, but I got told I didn't know what I'm talking about, as if I haven't worked with it within the industry longer than most and know a lot. So let me get this straight here. Let me get this straight. You want me to shame Evan and call out Evan for not speaking up sooner when he has been speaking up, and you all ignored him. You all called him a dumbass. You all said that he was bullshitting and were attacking him. So wait, you want me to go after him for doing the thing he's been doing this whole time? But before, you weren't listening to him. Before, you weren't acknowledging him. Hell, even with Nuxtaku, before all this, people were kind of looking at, oh, there's something weird going on there, but who knows what actually happened, and giving both sides like equal amounts of criticism. Now we're looking at it, go like, no, Nux was right the entire time, because context changed. Nobody was willing to talk about it. But hey, you know, people were coming out here and talking about this, and everybody still hated Nux. Everybody shat on Evan. So now, because they've been doing what you want them to be doing long ago, now with more context, you're like, why didn't you do this sooner? Well, they were. You were just calling them out. See why I don't like this whole entire mentality? Break your NDAs. Why didn't you tell people this was going on? Why didn't you speak up sooner? Well, when they did, you didn't listen. So it's a lose-lose. No matter what, Evan's fucked right now. It's just a massive lose-lose. I won't sit here and take your revisionist history and of trying to make me to be a coward when I'm one of the first of few vocal voices that have tried warning you for years. Leave me the fuck alone, LMAO. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play some damn video games. Evans also said some other stuff, and I wish I had that. I also dislike Nux for other reasons. I wish I had some of his other tweets. I want to see. Can I find it? Give me a second, because Evan tweets out a lot, and I don't know what all he tweets out. He had another tweet the other day, which is really, really enlightening. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. If I can't, I can't. I don't think it exists anymore, or if it does, I'm gonna have a hard time finding it. But he also tweeted out that the only time VTuber corpos wanted to work with him was actually when he had a girlfriend, because they didn't want the talents to, they didn't want people to make it look like he could be dating them. So that's the only time they would ever reach out to actually engage with him. So I'm right here. Today, someone called me a sane gooner YouTuber. Not sure what that means, but apparently me having a girlfriend has something to do with it. Reminds me of when a VTuber agency only let their talents collab with me when I was in a relationship, so their audience wouldn't assume I was flirting with them. He's been calling this shit out for a while now, and yet you're getting mad that he didn't call it out sooner. He has. You just ignored him. He might be vague posting, but he has to vague post for a reason. Call him out right away, you could get destroyed. Have you seen what the Niji Sanji people do? Have you seen what the Niji Sanji fans do? And in the shareholder meeting, no joke, in the shareholder meeting today, Niji Sanji said they were going to start going after people for defaming them, libeling them, attacking them. They're going to start doing that. You want to go? You want to take that heat? Are you going to help pay for their legal funds? No, because I know you guys won't. I know Expert Armchair won't, and I've heard some interesting things from Expert Armchair. Okay, interesting takes. His whole thing is that he's retrospective, talks about it later on, so on and so forth. But you're going to come out here and try to go after these people for NDAs, or not speaking up sooner when they were speaking up. You weren't responding. By the way, Armchair actually responded to Rosie. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm gonna have to read through this because we just saw Rosie's response. You know, Rosie's actually very well articulated short response. This is Armchair's response to Rosie. Look at this shit. Entire text. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? But I'm not gonna blame somebody for not coming out sooner. Okay, depending on the situation, I'm not gonna blame them. If somebody's a sex pest, an actual sex pest, and they've been trying to go through all the process to get that person out, and then we find out that that person was a sex pest because of somebody else, and you end up discovering, hey, you know, I'm speaking up now, I knew this the whole time. Yeah, I'm gonna look at you a little bit differently. But when you're going up against a corpo and bad behaviors over at a corpo, there's a whole lot different dynamics that are at play there that you need to be aware of. They're massive power differentials, massive power plays, and companies that can destroy your entire livelihood overnight. Are you There's reasons people are scared to stand up. It sucks, but it's the reality of the world. But on that note, I've been going for 3 hours and 13 minutes. What I'm gonna put. I want to. I'm looking at what all I still have pulled up. Do I want to tackle this one today, or do I want to save this one for later? I'm going to save these two for later. I'm going to start wrapping it up with two little things. I'm going to save. I have two little things. One's very telling, and the other one I'll do on another day. Maybe Saturday. Of how it is. But did you guys see the images out of Osaka Pride? And any of you guys see Osaka Pride? Apparently Osaka Pride was recently. And everybody knows what Osaka is. Osaka is a place over in Japan. I have some I have some photos and a video from Osaka Pride, guys. This is from Osaka Pride in Japan.
This is Osaka, Japan Pride.
By the way, I might get hit, but I don't care. But this is Osaka Pride. Osaka Pride.
We are at Osaka Pride. What does Osaka Pride represent to you?
Revitalization.
It's progression, isn't it?
We want to celebrate openness and diversity, especially in such a conservative country.
It represents coming out and being yourself. And
Representation is very important, and I'm here representing India. I can be myself.
I hate the fact that we need to fight for our place in this world, especially in this time.
To really represent the LGBT community back home in America and bring that energy back here.
This is
Wait a minute. Question. This is Osaka Pride, right? How many Japanese people did we see? I'm not seeing any Japanese people, says Ariel. Yeah, I think I might have seen two. Two? Let's count, shall we? Because this guy's obviously Japanese. I mean, just look at him. He looks so Japanese.
Osaka Japan Pride. We are at Osaka Pride.
I mean, this guy obviously is Japanese. I mean, just look at him. He looks so Japanese, right?
What does Osaka Pride represent to you?
Revitalization.
it's progression.
I'm gonna assume this person's Japanese.
Isn't it?
We want to
This person might be Japanese. I mean, they look Asian. They look it.
celebrate openness and diversity, especially in such a conservative country.
Represents.
This guy's definitely Japanese. I mean, look at him. Definitely Japanese. Filipino? You're probably right. That was probably a Filipino.
Coming out and being yourself. And
Hey, here's an Asian at least. This is an Asian. India. Osaka Pride, everybody.
It's very important, and I'm here representing
Man, even look at all the Japanese people behind them.
India. I can be myself.
I hate the fact.
I think this person's Latino. I'm not actually. This person is also not Japanese. That is not a Japanese tattoo right there. That looks Filipino, Hispanic of some sort.
That we need to fight for our place in this world,
That is not a Japanese accent right there.
especially in this time.
It's really represent.
And then this guy. I mean, look at him. He looks Japanese, but remember what he said. To really represent the LGBT community back home in America. Oh, so you're from America. So we had maybe 2 Japanese people. Maybe. 1 for sure. 1 for sure. Osaka Pride, ladies and gentlemen. Osaka Pride. This all makes perfect sense now, doesn't it? This all makes perfect sense on what we are putting out into the world. This is Osaka Pride. I think I saw 2 Japanese people at Osaka Pride. Even in the crowds. Again, we'll hop back over here. I'm going to turn off the music. Look at the crowds. Seriously, look at the crowds. Okay? I don't really care. I'm just playing this. Look at the crowds. Look at the people behind them. Not really seeing many Japanese people here. That crowd there. Definitely Japanese haircuts, right? Definitely Japanese haircuts. Look, like there's maybe a Japanese person right here, maybe right there. Again, just okay, maybe a few back here, but they don't even look that interested. By the way, Visa sponsoring it, Uber. There's a Japanese person. White. There's a lot of white. There's a lot of non-Japanese people here representing Osaka Pride. Osaka Pride, ladies and gentlemen. That's Osaka Pride. Make that one make sense. By the way, I'm bookmarking that for Ballbusters because I want everybody else to talk about this. That one is probably cap in pink and red. Probably. But I have one thing I want to end out on and one thing right here. So you want to South Park, real quick. South Park. We all saw that South Park made fun of Trump. Whoop-de-doo. Make fun of everybody. It's not a big deal. Well, South Park actually has decided to make a new target because they're continuing to roast Trump. Charlie Kirk gets skewered on new South Park episode, Here's How to Watch. Yep, they're going to be making Cartman Charlie Kirk. Okay? We'll watch. I'll probably get hit for this, but I don't give a shit.
Wednesday, August 6th. You can just
That's Charlie Kirk right there. That's fucking Charlie Kirk right there.
Shut up, baby, because you hate America and you love abortion.
That's pretty much it. But they're going after Charlie Kirk now, okay? And I already saw some people try to make a big deal out of this, try to make it a bigger deal than it is. You know, the same fucking people that were crying that, oh my god, they made fun of Trump. This is how Charlie Kirk responded. New profile pic. You want to know why I like this? Why I wanted to bring this up? Because this is how you win. Hey, they're making fun of you. Take it and make it your profile picture. Take it. Take it and make it yours. They legitimately can't do shit to you now. Because you're going to like it. You're going to laugh at it. And you're going to go like, yeah, I do act kind of like that. Because that's what funny is. That's what being funny is. And understanding to take a joke. They're going to roast the shit out of Charlie Kirk probably a lot this season. Because now he's obviously Cartman. Okay. What do you want? You want me to cry about it? You want me to freak out about it? No. Laugh about it because there's probably going to be some actual truth there. Even that little clip, you know what? There's some actual truth there. Just shut up because you hate America. Yeah, I could see Charlie saying something like that. That's what makes it funny. We can take a joke. They can't. And when I see people freaking out that, oh my gosh, they're going to be doing stuff like this. Oh my gosh, this is awful. This is awful. Nah, I look at this and go like, this is funny. You want to know why it's funny? Because we're in their head and we can control, we control culture and shit like that right now. We're the people they think about. We're the people in charge. So they're speaking truth to power. We're the people in charge. You can see Charlie doing a voiceover. 100% I could see Charlie doing a voiceover. He has the ability to laugh. He has the ability to make fun of it. He has the ability to not really care that much about it. And not cry like a little child about it because, oh my god, they didn't make fun of Biden. Who the fuck gives a shit? They made the Pandaverse, and I'm not trying to sit here and be like, hey, they should have done, they could have, like, they should have done more during Biden. It was easy layups, but they didn't. They didn't. They're obviously biased one way. Let's not sit here and act like Trump's not capable of making fun of. There's a lot of shit Trump does that you can make fun of. But last thing, because I like to close out on at least a little meme, little VTuber meme. The shorter someone is, the more violent they get. Here's Fillion and Bal trying to, well, figure out who's taller or not. They didn't do a single joke on Biden all 12 years he was in the White House. No, I'm pretty sure they did do at least one joke on Biden. I'm pretty sure they did. But they did do one on Obama too, and Obama killed a man. Talked a bunch of people into killing a man. How do they treat Hillary Clinton? How do they treat both Bill Cosby and Bill Clinton? They've done it multiple times. They've been even-handedly. They just didn't do it for Biden because maybe it is what it is. Hillary was the shit sandwich, wasn't she? Yes, she was. She was. This is a stab at Gal, isn't it? No.
This is so funny. Ah, you're short, Val. The sound of you pulling the chair can. That's not. There's no.
Here, I'll turn up the volume real quick.
You can see there's no chair.
Fillion 4 feet 2 inches confirmed.
What do you mean 4 feet 2 inches? I didn't say anything. How tall are
I love Bal going like, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
you? They said, how tall are you? I just think in this world I must be canonically taller if you're canonically shorter.
Nah, look, I'm like 20 Timothy's tall. You could stack 20 of this guy and it would still not be my height, okay?
I hear a very small, angry voice. I just can't really pinpoint where it's coming from.
You can't hear me?
Ah!
That's it.
I love shit like this. I love shit like this. Like, she gets so angry for being shorter. I love shit like this. I know it's cheesy. I know it's dumb, but I love it. I love it because it shows that the side of VTubers I love the most is they like to, have fun. And yes, obviously that was a shot at Gal. Gal's a shorty, and she's angry all the time. She needs to grow. Gal gets very stabby when we make fun of her shortness. Yes. Yes, she does. She gets very stabby for making fun of her shortness. Hey, it's not my fault that you're a shrimp. It's not. Don't come crying to me. Don't come crying to me. Here, I'll hit this last one. I was going to save this, but this one's oh so funny. Because of the UK law, obviously we've been seeing the due to local laws, blah, 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 blah. I've been seeing some people turn this into a joke, and I have to laugh. We have Vienna here. Thank you for protecting us, Twitter. Thank you for protecting us, Twitter. Granted, she didn't know how to do the joke. If you're wondering what's under that, it's nothing. I don't have a model drawn with nude details under the clothes. Come on, don't mention that, Vienna. Don't say that. Just walk away, drop it and walk it. Okay, just drop it and walk it. We also have from Scoochon. This one is a little racy. Not only is it humid, we also can't have fun anymore due to local laws. Another little racy one. Now I'm gonna be posting my art for how am I gonna be posting my art from now on? Oh, due to local laws, you can't see shit. And I find this funny just because of how many people are trying to fight back. But at the same time, Japan's fighting back. Japan's fighting back hardcore. Have you guys seen the Nike? I think it's Nike or maybe it's Nikki. The Nikki Summer ad. Again, Nikki or Nike or whatever it is, that is a gacha game. Gacha game Cloud's gonna probably be interested in. I'm gonna turn off the background music. No, actually, here I'm gonna keep the background music on. I don't know if this music's copyrighted, but this is an ad for a gacha game. Nike, it's Nike or Nikki. It's one of the two. Nikke. I believe it is Korean. I believe. Don't quote me on this, but Cloud, you're gonna love this game. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, no, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the volume just to be on the safe side because I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. Look at that. Look at how Japan is fighting back. Look at it all. Actually, this would be Japanese, not Korean. Look at all the boobies. Look at them. Look at them. Night Legatus. This is how Japan's fighting back. And then you have this from Pirate Nation. Clough's outfit, Cerulean Breaker. They keep improving the physics engine in Girls Frontline 2. Fuck that UK. Fuck that shit UK. Of course you would, Cloud. Of course you would. But fuck the UK. But this brings me to a quote from Kiba, and I like this quote, okay? Censorship is often a pipeline to control. Just because it's targeting something you dislike today, that doesn't mean it won't hit something you value tomorrow. Obviously, bastards say never trust government, but this is true. Okay? And I get it. I laugh at the fucking... at the furries getting censored. I laugh because furries aren't people, but let's be fair here. Just because they're censoring the furries over on, like, Fansly right now, doesn't mean they're not going to come for you. We're seeing the UK try it. We're seeing the UK try to crack down on all sorts of cool shit. Nah, brah. Nah. I'm not going to support that shit. I'm not. Because it's all about control. At the end of the day, it's all about fucking control. They don't want you to goon. They don't want Cloud over in the UK to goon. Because they want to control you. They want to manipulate you. There's going to be people coming out right now that say, you know what? Ban porn, ban porn, ban porn. I don't like the proliferation of porn. I've said that on numerous occasions. I don't like how easy it is to get porn. I do think that's a problem. I don't like how easy it is for kids to get porn. Doesn't mean I want to ban it, because banning it only hurts people and it shows that they just want to control you. Banning it doesn't get rid of it. It only criminalizes legal people in order to look at it. Banning it actually makes it worse and drives people down in some really dark paths like Cloud. It's all about control and manipulation. And you don't win by banning shit. You don't. You don't. They just want to control your ability to goon. Isn't that right, Cloud? Isn't that right? But I'm gonna start wrapping it up there. I'm gonna start putting it up. Taking care for the night again tomorrow. Let me double check where I have to download something, so we will see what tomorrow brings, mind you, because there might be more stuff that I need to take care of. But let me make sure I have this the way I need to set it up. Library, basement, getting that prepped to download. But until next time, guys, obviously, thank you for coming out here. Thank you for helping out. Thank you for helping out over on Twitch. Hopefully today counts, because right now we are at 1 day. 1 day of an average viewership of 3. We need 4. We need 4 days in total. So tomorrow, Thursday, I'm obviously not going to be streaming on Twitch. I usually keep that just to YouTube because of me and Adam. Oh, YouTube and Twitter. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be working my ass off, guys. I'm going to be working my ass off. It has to be 3 to 4 days. Yeah, 3 viewerships for 4 days. 4 days in total. It doesn't need to be 4 day streaks, but 4 days total. We've made it to 1. We need another 3. Hopefully today counts as it, so that we just need another 2, and then I'm monetized on Twitch. So close, bros. I'm so close, and I can taste it. I can taste it. And I'm excited. But on that note, guys, you all have been fan-fucking-tastic. You've all been amazing. Obviously, I'm gonna wait to I'm gonna keep on track on that Vshojo shit. Legitimately, tomorrow we could have the bankruptcy filing. I doubt we're gonna have it tomorrow, but it's possible that we have it tomorrow. If we have it tomorrow, guess what? I'm gonna be covering all that. If we don't have it tomorrow, I'm not gonna be covering all that. But we're gonna just take it 1 day at a time. More stuff's gonna be coming out. More things are gonna happen. And in the meantime, guys, you've all been fucking fantastic. You've all been amazing. I love streaming. I love making content. I love reacting to stuff. I still need to react to the pirate software thing, because I found a video, I think from Mujin it was, on the entirety of pirate software. So that's gonna be a thing. There's gonna be some other stuff in the works that I have for some React content, but that's just because it's easy. But anyways, until next time, guys, you will all take care, and Cloud's a gooner.